From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
Good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore for December 28th, 2020. We're in the finish line about, tomorrow, Wednesday, about 4 more days to go, and we are done with this called 2020, or at least then we deal with the aftermath of it, but it can't be that bad, he said, hoping you're looking forward to a great week. Now, if you work in offices, if you're like me, you probably didn't get anything done, because a lot of people save up their vacation time, but this means you can sneak me in a little more easily now, because the boss probably isn't there. Anyway, welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. I'm Brian K. Morris, your host, but you probably knew that already, because I've been telling everyone. And anyway, whether you're live or you're watching us on the rerun, we appreciate your being here so very much. Thank you for watching us on the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook. And please, if you like any part of this video, give it a like. And please also give a like to the page you're watching it on, because that helps them a whole heck of a lot. And also, please, if you're watching us on the Geek Insider or Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page on YouTube, we'd love it if you would love us right back. Please give the video a thumbs up, and please subscribe and ring that bell so we can notify you when we're bringing more content to you. We're going to be doing more broadcasting this year. That is a promise. Anyway, thank you very much to Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, check out plasmafiregraphics.com. They provide all kinds of graphics for the exterior of your publication, as well as advertising that you can use on various social media. And those trailers you saw, that was the result of Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics. So please check it out, plasmafiregraphics.com. And this show is powered by geekinsider.com. Check out their page and all the great broadcasts that they also sponsor, and also by Rising Tide Publications. How the heck are you? Anyway, we got everything in. And the first one in the door today is the one, the only Teresa Dunn. Mwah! Good morning, Teresa. I hope you're doing well this morning. And she's watching us from YouTube, where you can leave comments early. Or I don't know if you can leave comments early. Nobody seems to do that on Facebook. But anyway, we're glad you're here, Teresa. I hope you're looking forward to a great week between Christmas, I almost said Thanksgiving, but Christmas and New Year. Boy, I can't wait for this. It's gonna be a long day. Anyway, Skunk Rocker, good to see you. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. And Grant Lankard, always a pleasure. And Joe Dog, now with no more Mondays, foreshadowing. Yes, we are foreshadowing because this is the last Monday in 2020. Now, we will be back on the Monday after 2020, unless we blow the world up in the last week. We've still got 4 days to go, and it is still 2020. And I just realized I was in kind of a hurry. I was socializing with the missus, and I didn't put in my power cord. I always put in the power cord as kind of a backup there. It makes me happy. But anyway, but yeah, Joe Dog, things can just go so very wrong. And this has been the year of so much of it. And like I said, we still have a few more days to go. And then fingers crossed we'll make it all through the finish line together. And Carly, glad to see you here. And everyone's saying hello to each other. And Cookie looks awesome, but who's that Elvis wannabe greaser? Asks Carly. I don't know. He was putting the moves on her and a couple other women at the Superman celebration. But before anyone asks, that is his hair. He does still have the receipt. And oh God, yeah, that's right, Grant. If you're watching us on YouTube, you better like, or the Dark Mistress is going to whip you and not in that life supporting way, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, but yeah, please like this video if you would. And that's me in 10 years as Skunk Rocker. Yes, that's true. Maybe just a pound or two over the limit, but still looking fabulous, looking great with all that hair. And Carlene says, I sincerely hope you won't be dyeing your hair black, Skunk. It's a better color the way it is. That is true. That is so true. And good morning, Carl Whitman. Glad to see you. And Arise Monday Morris Monster. Rising just for you, Christian. Also, please check out The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, because especially on Facebook, because they are at 45,000 plus likes. And speaking of people I like, Brian Robin and Willow Skylar, mwah to you both. Thank you for sharing this video. It is greatly appreciated. But anyway, getting back to Christian Basil, who gleefully looks up from his genuflection to check out the Morris Monster. He runs an incredible Doctor Who podcast on Facebook and YouTube, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And if you want to know why, here is some of the goodness you can look forward to.
This is The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
And that is The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. If you are a Doctor Who fan at all, even just casually, you will love that show. And plus, he's had a couple things that weren't specifically Doctor Who. He had the great performance troupe, Phantasmagoria, that they knock me out every time I see them. A little bit steampunk, a little bit Lovecraftian, a lot of fun, and definitely check them out. Every time I see them pop up on my feed, I say I gotta go watch them. Anyway, John B. Pica, good morning, Multiverse. Good morning, Citizen Pica. How the heck are you? And it's happening, says the Skunk Meister himself, the Skunk Rocker. And let's see, and Christian Basil. By the way, you were wrong. We hit 45K yesterday, but if things go the way they are, let's just say Meredith's predictions may not have been off after all. Hello, Nevermind. See, I said 45,000, over 45,000. See, I thought you told me 45, but that thing is just snowballing in popularity, and I'm glad to see that. And if I could get like a tenth of that, I'd be happy. I would love to have that many people watching this show and making it almost impossible to read all the comments. But anyway, wow, says John B. Pica from The Storyteller from YouTube. Wow, tons of comments before the show starts. I commented at 10:03 a.m. Hey, you know what? And I got here at 9:58. I was lollygagging with Cookie, and No, it's not that Christian. I wish, but otherwise I'd still be going at it. But no, I was talking to her, and then I realized, then I got that notice from YouTube saying your video comes up in 3 minutes. I'm like, well, crap. So I grabbed my coffee and came hustling in here, and I didn't actually get sat down because I got to turn on all the lights and everything. We have 8 lights we've got to turn on to make this magic happen. Then plug in the microphone. Didn't get the power line. I just use it as a backup. We were fully charged, but just the same, it was a task, but we made it on time. So hurrah for us. But yeah, we get a lot of comments, John. Everybody seems to be fighting to see who can be the first to comment. But notice I don't read all of them anymore. Anyway, Jeffrey Hayes, good Monday morning to all. Working on a new Lazarus Gray cover while listening to the Nevermorian Discourse. Well, and if your discourse lasts more than 4 hours, be sure to see a physician. But anyway, Jeffrey Hayes of Plasma Fire Graphics. You've been seeing his wonderfulness the last few minutes. Please check out plasmafiregraphics.com. And thank you for your ongoing sponsorship of the show. And there she is, Willow Schuyler. Good morning, my fellow Nevermorians. I would like to thank all of you who have liked and followed my Schuyler production page. I'm now at 816 followers from the last I checked. Folks, if you're listening to this, let me get my chair. There we go. Chair's back up. All right, my chair descended during the night. But anyway, please, folks, if you have not checked out Willow's Schuyler production page, please give that a like. I'm going to make double sure that I am among that August group here. I think I am, but I like to support my friends, and you are my friend. Anyway, check out on the weekends Willow's Pillow Talk, where she does some great interviews with creators and such. She is an awesome talent. And I gotta say, Willow, you look fantastic with your avatar there. It makes me wish that Christmas did last all year. But Jeffrey Hayes, if you get a chance, please visit plasmafiregraphics.com. Definitely do that. But let's get some more followers for Willow. Please take a moment right now. Pause if you're watching on the rerun. I promise nothing of import will happen anytime soon. If you want to take care of this right now, people, this is important. All right. And Clyde Hall, glad to see you as always, sir. Good morning, Nevermorians. May your creative juices be primed for the final week as we round out 2020. Mine are. I'm trying to stay focused. I did work a little bit on Doc Saga yesterday, and we will be working more this week. Plus, I got the 22nd chapter of Ebony Terror first draft done, and started 23. We are, it's one of those things where I'm redoing my process as I go along. And I tell people when I'm an outliner. I am so an outliner. And I have found a process I'm using for this book that's kind of working. It's a combination of pantsing and outlining, but it's working out quite well. And I'm at the point now where I have, my original intent was to write 25 chapters, because some of my thicker books like Skyman and Volcana have around 35 or more chapters. All right. These are available on Amazon, by the way. Do check them out. I would appreciate it. But the thing is, Cookie said, can you make them a more modest sized book? So I've been working on that really, really hard. And it's working so far. I do have one chapter that's a little over my word count, but it's a lot of exposition, so we're going to do a little snipping there. And also, but anyway, we came to a point where I looked at the ending. I have kind of like a chapter, like the last half dozen chapters, I had a general idea what I wanted to do. So I wrote it down on an outline sheet I'm using to keep track of what's going on. Then and then I realized, that's a sucky ending. Let's revamp it. So I've got a similar ending coming up that will set up for sequels. I'm hoping people enjoy the book enough to desire sequels. And there's a hair on my monitor. How'd that get there? Anyway, I don't have a hair on my head. It's all vacating. But anyway, I am redoing the maze to get to the goal. and I'm finding shortcuts. So I'm actually back down to around 25, 26 chapters again. So it was a good creative weekend for me. And I hope it was for all of you as well. And Clyde, I'm looking forward to more magic from you as well this year. And I used to love this time of year, says Carl Witzman from YouTube, while working because all the folks with kids were either on vacation or sick at home, thanks to the little germ factories. Yeah, I have to admit that the week between Christmas and New Year's, I could never take it off because one, I'd usually used up my vacation time, and if I had any to spare, usually the bosses at the water company were out because they would use their time towards the end of the year and have like an extended Christmas vacation, which was okay because I usually got more done when they were out of the building. There's silly rules and crap like that. And everyone's asking, gee, Brian, why were you fired again from the water company? Because I got things done. Anyway, so anyway, I was making people unhappy by being productive. But anyway, yeah, I really didn't mind this time of year. We still had customer service, of course, we had to do. And, of course, main emergencies and things like that. That's inevitable with the water company, especially in colder weather. But with the upper management out of the way, I found myself getting an awful lot done that I needed to do to make my job easier. So yeah, I used to like this time of year too. So, and Willow Skyler, good morning, John. Everyone's saying hello to each other, and you can sneak me in easier. Said every prom date on prom night. Yes, that's true, Christian Basil. And I'm still, I never went to my prom, so here I am reliving memories of what never was. Anyway, Brian Robin. Good morning to you, Brian. Good morning, my fellow Brian and Evermorians. It's the fourth day of Christmas, everyone. Let us join together and dust off the gloomy gloom dooms of 2020. In all seriousness, this year has been awful, but I'm so thankful for some of the amazing things that have happened. Don't forget that with every rainstorm, there's a rainbow. That's true. Brian, that is so true. And I think it's a good time to focus on the things that went right with 2020. And I want to say that I think this is a year where, there's a lot of stuff that was so far beyond our control that it was almost impossible not to feel an empathy or an ennui as a result, because, you can't turn the tide because there's just too much of it. But, excuse me, you could create a certain amount of protection, I found, in my own business. And we're going to be talking about that tomorrow night. And I'm glad. Thank you for the segue, Brian. Tomorrow night on Clever Tile Pinning, we are going to be talking. And yes, I do mean we, because we're going to have another amazing panel. We are going to have Donna Carleen and Kathy Jackson and Michaela Jade and Luke Stone joining me. And we're going to talk about 2020 and 2021, what we did to survive 2020, and what we plan to do to take the leg up we may have gone, or at least not fall backwards too far, and what we're going to do to position ourselves for success in the oncoming year. So I know all of you are creative. All of you have a stake in what's going on. And please join us. Please join us tomorrow night on Clever Tile Pinning at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central, wherever you are watching this video. And you are. And also, it will be up soon at iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. So if you like using it as a podcast, you can. And speaking of one of the stars of tomorrow night, hey, y'all, we are on the road, so I don't know how much I can play, but I'm here. Well, darling, we love it when you play. Mwah, Michaela, glad to see you. Also, check out Warriors. There's a brand new Warriors series book by Michaela J. that's in pre-order. Please check it out now, all right? And you can't leave comments early on Facebook. I tried. Well, damn them. That's Skunk. Now you know one of the reasons I'm emphasizing my show more on YouTube, and it's not for the monetization, but and I recognize YouTube has its own set of limitations, but for where I'm at right now, I wouldn't mind coming in and see you all saying hello to each other and getting some conversation going. It makes me happy. This is a community here, and I'm so delighted to be a part of it, and you guys have formed really something special here. So I want to encourage that. And the Eric Hawkins says, morning, folks. Thank you for that report, Eric. It is morning. I can confirm that. And anyway, Eric, hope you had a great weekend. Hope your Christmas was a darling one. And there it is, Warriors Trust, the sequel to Warriors Secret by author Michaela Jade. Please check that out. Now, why should you buy a copy right now? It's the ebook. Okay, the reason why is it will help Michaela's author numbers, and it will help her in the algorithms on Amazon. So please check out that book, all right? It will help her so very much. And Grant Lanker announces, hey, issue 2 of my newsletter is coming out soon. Go to monarchpublishing.net to sign up for it. I was in the first issue along with some really cool people. So please check it out. You will be glad you did. And Barnes & Noble has Warrior's Secret as well. They should. Please check it out there too. And Joe Dog McKeel says, yesterday, all the voices in my head were good all day. Well, that's good. Then someone wanted dessert. It was downhill from there when one demanded cake instead of pie like the others. Oh, well, that's the one thing during this holiday season, Cookie and I have been eating generously, shall we say. And we went to our favorite Mexican bakery in town. They had a flan that is, it is dense. It is freaking dense. You need both hands to lift up your portion. And they served it on they cooked it on a piece of chocolate cake, and it is magical. We adored it. And so we've been eating that, and my diet is screaming, hey, remember me? So we're going to have to get real good real fast. So anyway, say hello to all the voices in your head. And I tell people my voices in my head are so loud some days, Joe Dog, I'm surprised that you all can't hear them. Anyway, putting in my power cord makes me happy. I'd love to put a power cord in you too. And Heather Ellens, thank you for sharing this program. And also check out Heather Ellen's show last night. She does a weekly broadcast around 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, where she does what we try to do here, and that's share your message and encourage you. And it's a really positive show. And I loved our talk yesterday, Heather. I really did. It was good getting to know you a little better. And anyway, Heather's got some great plans, and some of which will include me, which I will get busy on this week, Heather, I promise. And Willow Schuyler, Morning Grant, and Michaela, and the Skunk Rocker says, also, Carly, I'll be dyeing my hair black and white, going just to keep the skunk theme going. There we go. There's your branding, dude. Well, it's kind of worked for Todd Rundgren the last 15, 20 years. I noticed that he's been allowing himself a little bit of white to go along with his the rest of his color. But it's a good look. I would love to see what you look like. Skunk, I know I'll get my chance because I'm a fan of Stupid O'Clock Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and also on Saturday nights at 10 Central, and also stick around for the after show. It is great. And Morton, Willow, and Grant from Michaela. And to keep the Christmas spirit up, shut up, Christian, head on over to bit.ly/Dinkos and Dingoes, and check out the shenanigans of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast. Why am I pronouncing that with a K? Anyway, the Dastardly Dingoes podcast with myself and the amazing Jeremy Woodring, as we interview some of the greatest indie creators out there. It is an absolute blast, folks. Join us today. I will verify that. That is an awesome show, and one of my favorite discoveries of 2020. This is one of the things that went right with me. That I found out these guys exist, and I am ever so grateful. BrianRodman.com. So anyway, and Cookie, an interrogative for my spouse. Does Brian's curtains match the drapes? Hashtag bring Cookie home. Hashtag bring Cookie home. Thank you for that, Christian. But we don't have any drapes at all. So that's it does. Anyway, Eric Siebold says, good morning, Brian. Good morning, Eric. How are you this morning? Glad to have you here. John B. Pike of the Storyteller. So all you content creators out there need to be aware that President Trump did sign the stimulus bill yesterday, and it is a little talked about change to the fair use laws. Yeah, I'm going to have to study that. We'll see. And if you use any copyrighted material in your videos without permission, you can be fined up to $40,000 and face felony jail time. Actually, you can anyway. It's just that a lot of people turn a blind eye to the copyright thing. When you use copyrighted material of any sort, you can be penalized for it. That's one of the reasons why I changed the decor behind me a few months ago. I have permission to use all of these. even that which I do, I do either I own it or I have permission. So I'm gonna study that when it comes out. But that's the one thing I hate about bills like that. How many thousands of pages was the stimulus bill? And I'm not saying we couldn't use it, especially the states. And we still need that rent protection thing. But sneaking in bills like that, and I understand President Trump is going to send out an amended version of it for Congress to ratify, and already Congress has said, forget it, lame duck, you're on the way out, buddy, we don't have to listen to you anymore. So anyway, but yeah, we will check that out, and but thank you for alerting everyone to that. And Carl Wisman says, haha, skunk, that might be a cool look. Yeah, actually, I think you could pull that off. I'm seeing it in my head. Anyway, Brian Rodman says, head on over to brianrodman.com to jump into the horror fantasy comic series, The Memoirs of an Angel, about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race through time and space to rescue a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist, and issue 6 is now available to purchase on the online store, so join the adventure today. It is a good book. Please check it out. It's one of the few that I plan to be following in 2021. And yeah, John B., all those music companies trying to shut down all the Twitch DJ guys and gals. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind if, certain instances, I mean, I can see the music thing. And again, I can understand it because there are so many people who have, shows that they use other people's music. There is a theme that Kim Lockman and I used to do on our old podcast, the Fancast, the Fan Central Fancast on Blog Talk Radio. This is about 10, 12 years ago. We used a piece of copyright music as our theme, and now they could do away with us, which I get. But but I understand, these guys are getting ripped off. I'd like to see something similar, some sort of similar protection done for authors and comic book fans as well. And I did notice that there is, I think it's part of this bill that is going after some of the file sharing sites. It doesn't go after the users of it, but it does go after the people who have created the file sharing site. So, I understand. And Twitch, I understand, has been a hotbed of copyright violation because nobody's paid attention till now. And then all of a sudden the game industry is going, now, wait a minute, you guys are making a lot of money off of us, and we're not seeing a whole lot of it. So, we'll see. Everyone doing audio or video, you need to make sure to investigate this and protect yourself. Yeah, that's true. And also, we're still dealing with the thing from, what was it, last year about children's content. And that's why this show is, just by the fact that Christian Basil and I are on this show, it is not for kids. It is seriously not for kids. So there's a lot to be aware of in broadcasting. So we'll see where all of this winds up, but we are probably not going to be terribly affected by it. We're hardly affected by anything at all some days. But anyway, Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay. Hi, Brian. How are you, my friend? I am so good. It is disgusting. How are you this morning, Jake? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great Christmas weekend. And good morning all from Trevor Hawkins. I haven't had time to upload that thing you sent me. But anyway, or I haven't taken the time, I should say. But anyway, good morning to you, Trevor. Hope your weekend went well. And the back of the cereal box, that exciting new YouTube channel, is saying, and the new podcast is going all gangbusters. We are live on Saturday a.m., but there's a lot of additional content on social media, YouTube, and even iTunes and Spotify. Way to vary your content there. John B. Pica, good man. And in the oh my God, here we go. In the Prologomenon system on the planet Issachar, Naomi and Lazarus were born and struggle in a utopian society. Despite their ideal situation, both struggle with past issues, frustration, and a growing suspicion things are not as it should be. And they probably want simpler names to pronounce too. If you enjoy sci-fi and fantasy epics, my goodness, you need to rush to Chad Nuss's website, thesilencecomics.com, bigcartel.com, and check out his amazing story, The Silence. Hey, Mr. Nuss there is a pretty darn talented illustrator. Please check that out. He is a friend of ours. And Brian Rodman, yes, despite the challenges, there was so much good stuff that happened. I fulfilled a lifelong dream and created my own comic series with Doug Oller. Well, yeah, there you go. And Jake Lindsay says, in your opinion, Brian, which movie soundtrack would fit my shows? To be honest with you, Jake, why don't you look on YouTube Studios and see about coming up with something fresh? Something that fits the theme of the trick you're doing. But the thing is, a lot of the music you can use on there is copyright free. There are some of them do have conditions, like you have to credit the musician or something like that. But with things the way they are, and especially since you're putting this stuff on YouTube, you want to be really super careful about using someone else's music. And I've made no secret of the fact that I have gotten several copyright hits on some of my videos because the people whose videos I use didn't get the proper clearances to use the music. And like Plasma Fire Graphics have gotten theirs. Gotten their clearances and got me all straightened out there. But there are some videos you'll go back and you will hear nothing because YouTube said there was a copyright hit on your thing because you use this music without permission. I didn't realize it, so I told them to blank it out. And so the video is still there, but you will hear a stretch of no sound. So anyway, Jake, we can talk about this offline, but look into using something that is without copyright claim. Pardon me. And it is out there. In fact, there's something called YouTube Studios that you can access through YouTube, of course, that, like I said, has like several thousand bits of music that you can use for your performance. So just letting you know. And back of the cereal box continues from YouTube. It says, and launched a new podcast that is blowing up. And don't say blowing up considering where you live, John. And made life choices that will improve relationships with family and friends in 2021. That is excellent. And speaking of excellent, there's Christian Basil saying, Michaela Jade, let the phone vibration commence. And Charles F. Millhouse, good morning to you, Charles. Thank you again for the coffee. I need to get you something swell sometime. But anyway, we've tried 2 of the 3 coffees, and I'll be surprised if Cookie allows me to have any Highlander grog from this point on. She loves it so much. But that other coffee you were talking about was really good. Charles sent me some coffee beans, and they are being incredibly appreciated. Believe me. Thank you again, Charles, and hope you and Marianne had a great weekend. And let's get back to some more comments here. John B. Pike of the Storyteller says, yes, I have 2 other YouTube accounts / channels, the League of Impossibles and Back of the Cereal Box, and we are looking for contributors to both of these projects. Well, also, so is Heather Ellen, who is sharing our messages, and we love her for it. Heather Ellen, good morning to you. She says, good morning, everyone. Great broadcast last night. Really enjoyed it. And Teresa Dunn, it had been a good year for me, too. I had 2 books come out, and I self-published the second one, definitely. And Teresa, download the files I sent you, because I got notice you haven't yet. But anyway, get that going, hon. But yeah, Heather had a really great show last night at 10 p.m., as she does every week. And she was encouraging people to share their links and to share their broadcasts. I've got to make sure I share her broadcast too. And I know she's been sharing some of our stuff on her YouTube channel. I need to do that for my friends. I need to start doing that. Thank you for reminding me, Heather. She had a great show last night, and a lot of people, it's kind of interesting. I think, Heather, you're going to be in the same position I am with Clever Tile Pending, that a lot of people are going to say, oh, interview me. The problem is I'll give you some warning right now. A lot of people suck at being interviewed. And they think it's going to be all me, talk about my project, talk about my Kickstarter, and that's boring as hell. It really is. I find myself when I see that, that's why I love elevator pitches. It's like, give me 30 seconds and get me excited. Because if you can't get me excited in 30, well, it's kind of like real life. If you can't get me excited in 30 seconds, 1 minute ain't going to help you. It's not going to get me twice as thrilled for your project. So, but yeah, and interviewing is a skill. It is, and it's something you develop. But like you say, the banter is a part of it. And I've seen some really good shows that are banter between people. In fact, I think some of our best shows on Claire Title Pending have been us, just riffing on each other. So anyway, just a thought. And thank you for the shout out. And Heather, thank you for your shout outs. I appreciate you so very much. I really do. Joe Dog McKeel, Insider Info. StreamYard has a video sharing update coming soon. No more having to share a long video from YouTube direct from computer, coming in early January. Ooh, thank you for sharing that news. That is some good stuff. Now, it doesn't mean, folks, you're sharing music videos. In fact, Joe, I think I'm or John, I think I have 2 channels of music on my YouTube channel that I leave up as, stuff I enjoy, and I like, just letting it play. But I may have to make that private. It is publicly available, but I may have to make them private because it's mostly for me. But anyway, Skunk says Carleen, black and white would be totes acceptable. Oh yeah. And people saying hello to each other. And no stupid o'clock this Thursday. We are taking the night off and raiding the green room. I will be there. That's true. This coming Thursday, Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page will be hosting the green room, where we all get together and we don't wear our bow tie, we don't wear our fez, and we let our hair down, but we don't tell you where it is. It's a fun, uninhibited get together, and everyone is encouraged as we all get ready to yell Jumanji as the clock strikes 12. Anyway, Carl Witzman's glad about that, and a whole lot of people there saying hello to each other. And Darren Morgan, well, hello, Brian. Mother, it is good to see you. And please, everyone, check out Moonlight Films on YouTube. You can watch their great shows for free. And the thing is, if you watch them, Moonlight Films gets money from it. How cool is that? Anyway, Darren, hope you and everyone down there in the southern part of Indiana are doing well. Good to see you. I think of you guys often. And Jeffrey Hayes has just watched the newest Dastardly Dingoes with David Hayes. No relation. And it was informative and funny, just like David Hayes. Check it out. Recommended. Yeah, David Hayes is a great guy. He's a fantastic writer. And one of his comics, actually, is being made into a small film. I think it's a feature-length film from an independent producer. But yeah, David Hayes is a great guy. I run into him every couple of years on the road. It's been I'm due for a meeting soon. But yeah, he's a great editor, a great writer, and a great person. So Jeffrey, I'm glad. Yeah, you need to get to know him. He does a lot of work with Source Point Press. Always trying to get you customers, Jeffrey. And Grant Lankard says one of the great joys of 2020 was learning about Nevermind the Furthermore. Thank you, Grant. I so appreciate that. I've met some awesome people. I will not name them because I'm sure I'll offend somebody by forgetting them. If you don't mention me, I understand. No, it's not imposter syndrome. I recognize my limit of awesomeness. But anyway, Grant, one of my joys was meeting you. And the fact that I didn't scare you off of creating or even talking to me. Grant got some, okay, thank you, Teresa, for downloading that thing. I appreciate that. Now you can get your ebook out. Anyway, I got a notice of it from my email. But anyway, Grant, it's been a joy to meet you too. And I hope one day we will meet in person and I can tell you how awesome you are to your face. All right. And Johnny Pike got Carl Wisman shutting down reaction and commentary videos. Good. I think those are, it annoys the heck out of me. Certain ones where I'm just going to sit here and let this video run and I'll just go, for 20 minutes. Now, there are some reaction videos, like I do like some reaction videos that are done by legal and police people. Officer 401, or not Officer 401, but Donut Operator does some incredible shooting breakdowns where he goes into detail about why the shooting was or was not righteous, or different bits of things that give you a really good glimpse into the mindset of our law enforcement officials. Also, I've discovered several commentary videos about sovereign citizens, which all of whom I think are idiots. Basically, sovereign. Look it up sometime, people. But they are the #1 terrorism group in America. they're considered domestic terrorists because their goal is to basically there's an offshoot called First Amendment auditors. I've mentioned them before, but basically their goal is to create havoc and to do whatever they feel like doing at the cost of the privacy of other people, for the most part, at least as far as the auditors go. And the sovereign citizens basically think, well, I don't have to pay taxes, I don't have to drive. Well, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. And it's all based on a discredited legal book, rather, Black's Law book. And it's also based on several items that were passed by the UN and misinterpreted, as well as the Bill of Rights, which were then superseded by the Constitution. But anyway, yeah, I wouldn't mind a lot of these ones that, well, like we were talking about the other day, some of us, that some people run like episodes of Doctor Who, and they just kind of like, oh, look at that, and then comment on it, which is kind of crazy, which is why shows like this are so vital to America and the world. We do original stuff anyway. But yeah, as long as they don't touch me, we'll see what happens. And Michaela J says, wanted to pop on and tell you all how grateful I am for your support on this wild ride. Well, Michaela, the ride is better because you are on it with us, and you are such a great advocate for other creators, hon. Not just me, but everyone. And I love your 40 days of appreciation. I've really been digging that. Excuse me. And the Eric Hawkins says, Pelosi said months ago 1,200 was crumbs and offers 600. Politicians are the scum of the earth. Lawyers have moved up from scum. Yeah, it's like the old joke about lawyers, Eric, that 99% of them give the rest a bad name. Although I am liking some YouTube lawyers. Legal Eagle is one of my go-tos. Leonard French is another one. Really getting a lot of good information from those guys. It's helped me a lot, really. But yeah, I think part of the reason Nancy Pelosi has said that the current amount is fine is probably because President Trump said, well, let's give everyone $2,000. Well, he doesn't care. He's on the way out, right? Anyway, Carl Witzman says, I can see that too, John. Eric Hawkins says, copyright phooey up your mouse. Yeah, definitely. And I'm no longer a support of AT&T and their various other programs. Of course, AT&T's acquisitions, you're billions of dollars in debt, but you're trying to buy these hopeful cash cows, and then you're trying to sell some to or put them up for sale to try to pay off your enormous debt. Kind of reminds me of Marvel back in the 90s when the guy who was in charge of Revlon bought them up and was trying to use Marvel, selling off its various interests and things associated, like Marvel Studios, the original Marvel Studios, and selling them off to try to pay off his enormous debt. So, it's not going to come out good for anyone. And look what happened to Marvel. It took several years to work out of bankruptcy. That's right, folks. Marvel in the late 90s had to declare bankruptcy. And there have been several times, and right now the mainstream comics industry is in a big state of flux, and rumors are flying that DC Comics, probably well before the end of the year, may end comic book publishing as we know it, and switch to a lot of graphic novels, as well as larger editions, but they're going to focus on their more established characters. But right now, excuse me, for the first time in a couple of decades, there's no Aquaman comic. They are pushing newer versions of classic characters as well. In fact, the next 2 months, they're doing a thing called Future State, where a number of the DC properties, they get like a next generation kind of treatment, where John Kent becomes the new Superman, and we see what happens to the established characters that we have now. But we'll probably be talking about this on our new comic show coming soon. And Amy Hale, good morning all. Mwah, Amy, good to talk to you last night. Anyway, Amy, I am so proud of you. I know this is going to be your year. I know this is going to be your year. We're going to help you make it that way. But anyway, AuthorAmyHale.com, Author Amy Hale on Facebook, and also Amy Hale's Angels on Facebook. Check her out. And check out her great book. She is a terrific author. She really is. And Teresa Dunn, what would make a great after Christmas present, you're wondering? Huh? Well, Teresa D. Dunn has a brand new book released, Poetry Expressions 2. The first book was so good it had to have a sequel, but now with more poetry. It's available from Amazon in paperback, and the ebook will be out soon. I saw her download the thing. You can download it today. Anyway, get your copy of that book today, and please support Teresa D. Dunn. Carlene, Green Room is definitely not for kids. Oh, hell no. And what happens in the green room stays in the green room. It's better than Vegas. And be sure to tip your wonderful host, folks. Oh, thank you, Brian Rodman. Or better yet, head to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and show him some love by funding his amazing works. Well, Brian is a part of my Patreon crew, and thank you. I appreciate that, Brian, so much. And please check out, we have a number of people that are on Patreon, and even just $1 is so very helpful. If I could get 1 million people just giving me $1, I'd upgrade my my internet. In fact, I do have concrete goals that if I reach a certain dollar amount of support every month, I am going to get better internet for these broadcasts. And hopefully be able to do some more sophisticated broadcasting. Anyway, but thank you, Brian Rodman. And if you do want to support us with a one-time donation, which I think you can do with Patreon. But anyway, if you want to do that, you can do that at paypal.me/Rising Tide, capital B, capital K, capital M. And we have been tagged in a post by thank you back at the cereal box. Appreciate that. Sometimes Facebook lets us know what's going on, and we do need that. Anyway, let's get to, let's see. I don't want to put a banner. Let's see. Do I want to put a banner up today? Sure. Why not? Anyway, if you like what you see in here, then please consider leaving a tip at paypal.me/Rising Tide BKM. All contributions will be privately and gratefully acknowledged. $1 or anything on up would be a great help to us. Seriously. And thank you very much for your consideration. And thank you, Brian Rodman, for your comment there. I do appreciate that. And that's so nice, Grant, says Carl Whitson. Yeah, some of us have grown quite close. Okay, now that was my tenderness for the day. Everyone back off now. Ew. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And there are some of you I do want to get closer to than others. Hi, Comics and More, New Jersey. And saying good morning on YouTube as well. Thank you, Mwah, Comics and More. So glad you're here. Hope you're having a great morning. I really do. And good morning, Willow. And Jake Lindsay, do not use any movie soundtracks. Use original music. Yeah, seriously. Mr. Pica and I are 100% in agreement, because that will bite you bad right now. It really will, because there are bots that look for that sort of stuff. And like I said, I've been hit on Facebook. I've been hit on YouTube because of it. And I've had to make some mid-course directions. And like, I'm looking for a copyright-free soundtrack that fits sad and epic stories in a way. Yeah, definitely write this down, Jake. Go to YouTube Studios. That's what it's called. It's a part of YouTube. And there's like a few thousand bits of music, and it's everything from orchestral to ragtime. They tell you what it is. You can download it, but pay attention. Some of the people who do it want the credit. So you have to find a way to credit them in your broadcast or your public use of that music. Being as original as possible is the best way to go. There was an editor at DC. His nickname was B.O. Schwartz, and it wasn't because he stank or that he ran the classic toy store. The B.O. stood for Be Original. And he forged a terrific career that lasted almost half a century in comic books with that motto in mind. One of comic books' greatest editors. All my videos use original music, but still have issues with Spotify. What kind? Do they not know that you have the rights to it? Or like, one thing I had happen to me on Facebook, I had this company that went around basically trolling, looking for people who didn't know better about copyright and about how to deal with copyright strikes. And they were going to take away any sort of monetization my Facebook video has. Yes, you can monetize your videos on Facebook, but it's nothing I've been able to figure out, and I'm so far from worrying about it. It's crazy, but YouTube is easier, such as it is. But they put a copyright claim on, and it's the difference between copyright claim and copyright strike. Copyright strike, you never won. Copyright claim is they just simply say, okay, he's using our music, but we want all the monetization from that video as a result. Well, I did some research into the company, found out it was kind of like run by three three millennials out of their mom's basement. And that's what they did. They went around saying, okay, we claim the copyright, and people get panicky and go, oh no, sure, take my money, take the money I would have earned. And so I pushed back and I said, I am refuting your claim. And here's why, because the music was, I am not the person responsible for the music, because it was the music that goes along with the 30-second countdown that StreamYard provides. I said, if you want to go after anyone, go after them. Otherwise, I will push back on it because I will assume they got the proper clearances. And then I got a note from them a week later, said, well, we have decided to allow you to use that music. And I'm like, read between the lines, pal. I can use it. Anyway, be careful about using copyrighted material right now, folks. We are walking on eggshells. And good morning, Nevermorians from Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube. Good to see you, Pops. Good to see you all this weekend. It was so much fun. And the Comic Related Madness is looking for milestone member number 2,000, and they are one person away from 2K. Hey, right now, folks, who wants to be number 2,000 on Pops Van Zandt's hit list there? And we want to see a message when that comes up. And good morning, Amy and Teresa from Willow and DDK. Mwah, good morning, friends. Good morning, Deanne. How are you this morning, my darling? Hope you're doing well. And speaking of original music, says Brian Rodman from Facebook, check out the epic and emotionally driven theme of Memoirs of an Angel, composed and performed by the amazingly talented Cameron Beckerdite and Becca Neely. It captivates the tone of the series perfectly. Definitely does. That is beautiful music. Very 80s new wave. I loved it. And everyone's saying hello to each other, and that's good. And DDK says, I'm really hoping to be in the green room for the first time. Oh, DDK, well, you know how embarrassing I can be. If that doesn't get you there, nothing will. Comics and More New Jersey, which you all should subscribe to, because I don't know how to interview yet, so I've been winging it. We ought to talk about that. I'll give you some, I'll give you some unwanted advice. How's that? Or maybe I could come on and help you. I'm not looking for more airtime, honestly, but, just kind of wean you into it. But I would say, and anyone else that does a show that has guests, link, I like you, here's the link. And I see some of the most god-awful broadcasting because it takes so little to get decent lighting, decent sound, and at least look like you're halfway engaged in the broadcast. I see people that never look into the camera once. I saw one person that was doing it from their phone. And here's the thing. Now, let's pretend this is my phone here, my mouse here. Always broadcast like this. If you broadcast like this and go on air, I think there should be a law that gives you 30 days in some sort of Papillon-type prison, okay? That, there's no excuse for it anymore. That's one of the reasons I don't use my iPad, in that the program on there only allows me to do it portrait and not landscape. Now I could bring some of you on that way very easily, but anyway, such as it is, or if I was still using Facebook Live, which I only tie in through StreamYard here. But anyway, it doesn't take much to be good on air. And if I can do this, folks, you people have an opportunity here. You're so missing out. Excuse me. Grant Lankert says, can I get your opinion on elevator pitch? Boy, you're opening Pandora's box when you ask for my opinion. When an ancient evil awakens from a centuries-long sleep, Hazel and her cat Mooney seek out the help of the legendary warrior Beowulf. Unfortunately, it's been nearly 1,200 years since he's slain the dragon and can barely hurt a fly. Oh, dude, that's an elevator pitch. I can do it in a couple of breaths. I could even do that in one breath if I tried. That is good. The only thing I would probably edit would be, do we need to know the cat's name? See, Hazel and her cat seek out the help of the legendary warrior Beowulf. Unfortunately, it's been nearly 1,200 years since he's slain a dragon, and he can barely hurt a fly. There we go. That's good. I like it. It introduces your primary characters. I wish you could do something to what kind of ancient evil, something to make it sound unique. Because ancient evil. Well, that's ancient evil is most of the Lovecraft books. That's my book Volcana. Think about as it is, it's really, really, it's awesome actually, Grant. I'll give you an A+ on it, really. But think about if you tweak it later, if you can give some kind of spin to make the ancient evil sound unique, something that we've never seen before. But I love the format. You also have conflict there, two conflicts actually, because in that you have an enemy and the protagonist in the first sentence. Then you have the help who has the inner struggle of he's now a pacifist. This is great. Seriously, Grant, I welcome other opinions, but for me, that's a super, super elevator pitch. That is something that would get me to pick up the comic and look at it. It's the idea, and you also have this cat and this Hazel who is probably very unlikely warriors. All right, and possibly if you could fit in how Hazel and her cat know about this. Could that be something unique also? And the thing is also, you'll find yourself as you do elevator pitches getting tired of them. And so you try to tweak them a little to make them more interesting when you deliver them. So, and also you don't want to use the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over because people go, oh, he's giving that elevator pitch again. Bam. I always found it good to maybe have two or three, at least two, that you can change them up and just try to see if, kind of like an A and B test to see if one is actually appealing more to your audience than the other, or you pick up more subscriptions, whatever. But no, Grant, huge kudos for that. You done good. You done real good, brother. And Carl Wisman says, yay, DDK. Oh, yeah. No one is looking out for us, says Christian Basil. I've lost count how many Dem leaders put up lockdown rules and the next day they get caught breaking them. Ready for term limits, says to Michaela. Yeah, I'm the same way. We have something locally where a township representative in our area, in fact, in Tippecanoe County, has missed like the last 4 meetings. And she said, well, I'm doing it from my house. Well, and they've been going along with it. And supposedly she's still living in the county. Well, the last one, they did it during a time when we had like an inch of snow on the ground. The skies were absolutely gray, and she is broadcasting in shorts and a flip-flop, and it's sunny and warm behind her. And they're like, wait a minute, where are you doing this from? And she finally said, oh, I'm down here in Florida. I've been here all this time. So it's like, so she's in major hot water about that, or at least getting ready for it. And Jumpy Pikus, the Storytellers on YouTube, says, with the new Behind the Cereal Box podcast, I'm reclaiming and rebranding a lot of older video and audio content. It's a lot of work, but just makes sense. So seriously, Ron Fitzgerald's doing the same thing. Master Ron Fitzgerald, he's got the rights to his old cable access magic shows, and they've been absolutely delightful to watch. And it's kind of cool to see where they came from. So we'll see what happens. And get me excited in 30 seconds. What's her name? Is Christian Basil. Here, I'll get you excited. She has a pulse. Anyway, Christian, moving to comics and more. New Jersey, love the Green Room. I do too. And I love seeing you there. You're a great addition to it. And forget the past. You can't change it. Forget the future. You cannot predict it. Forget the present because you didn't get one. Forget the present because you didn't get one. Oh, Joe Dog, I love you, man. You are awesome. And Carl Witzman mocks Joe Dog with his laughter, although he's profound. And I'm a big fan of Legal Eagle, as I am really been interested in. Yeah, that and I don't watch all of them. I also like Viva Frei, VIVA space FREI. He's got a sardonic sense of humor. He is a Canadian litigator turned YouTuber. And his stuff is usually funny and very insightful. And it's kind of funny because he does them from inside his car because his kids make so much of a ruckus that he has to go outside to do his videos. And now you know your law. Peace out. And I would recommend him to you, Skunk. He is, like I said, I don't watch everything, but between him and Legal Eagle, I get a good view. And then there's a new one. Her name is Natalie, and she started looking at sovereign citizen videos and giving the perspective of confronting these people as a genuine lawyer. It's been really, really interesting. I've also been following people like Vilified Freedom, and oh god, a whole bunch that I cannot remember at the moment. Degeneration Nations, another one. I found another one from somebody, I think he's from Norway or Denmark, and he's really funny. I'll have to get some of those names if you're interested. Skunk Rocker continues. Stupid phone. Anyway, I've been really interested in the law and court proceedings and stuff, and he's a really cool resource, although it's mainly for people that are going to law school. That's true. And he also offers a paid course on how to push back against people are trying to claim your rights as a broadcaster. That looks really interesting. I may have to indulge one of these days. But yeah, and he does it in such at times he is hilarious, and at times you can feel his passion that is infectious. That's what I love about him. And John B. Pike, I think the National Bomber was part of those groups. Well, I was reading an article this morning, John, and they have not said they said that there was probably some sort of political motivation that the suicide bomber had in destroying, the AT&T broadcast area, or the hub, rather, I should say. But they have not officially tied him to any sort of domestic or foreign terrorist group. But they do think he had an ideology that, made him want to do this and take his own life in the process. But the thing is, unlike other suicide bombers, he didn't attempt to kill anyone else. In fact, I was reading this more. I read early on that when the bomb was about to go off, he actually was broadcasting, telling everyone, get away, you'll run for your lives. And that there was a bomb. It's about to go off in 15 minutes. And there were half a dozen policemen who were called on the scene to investigate the suspicious vehicle, that immediately they went into action and evacuated as many people as possible. As it was, I think only 3 people were injured. And there was quite a bit of property damage done by the bomb. And of course, it disrupted AT&T communications for most of the next 24 hours or so. I've been following Joe Dog's following that, so that's been pretty informative. But it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if he was. And the Skunk Rocker says, I'm not going to law school, but I still think it's cool. Well, Skunk, as a broadcaster, you need to be aware of the law. Like I'm a publisher and a writer, so I need to know copyright laws, and which is this, and broadcast laws, and I have to keep current on it. So that's why people say, well, you don't have a real job. I've got 7 or 8 real jobs. You'd crack under the number of jobs I've got that are self-inflicted. So, but no, it's interesting. And as a broadcaster and as a creator, Skunk, I think you need to, I agree. I think you need to know this stuff. And it's good that you're keeping up on it rather painlessly. DDK says the Nashville incident, a 63-year-old man with no friends or family committed suicide. They found some DNA. He called the police ahead of time to clear out the people. Yeah. I was seeing some reports that some people also called him in because they recognized his van. I guess he was married. And he was he worked on, he was a programmer. And they talked to a couple of people, said the guy was nice, but he didn't, he's kind of like me. He doesn't speak to the neighbors. He just kind of waves at them from across the fence. So yeah. And he was inside, a huge IT guy. I think the AT&T thing may be the key, but I'm just playing armchair detective here. And Rick Bradley, good morning, Nevermornings. Good morning to you, my friend. Still looking for that last minute gift for that Whovian in your life? then go to this address and check out the t-shirts, mugs, cases, and more. Very, very good, Christian. And anyway, Rick Bradley, hope you had a great Christmas, brother. Hope all is well. DDK, sorry to be blunt, but please don't start conjuring stories when the facts are real. Yeah, it's out there right now about that. We're starting to get some information, but we won't get all of it right away because some of it is being used by the investigators. It should, but even the investigators, one of them, I think it was the county guy, one of the guys, county police, I think it was, or state, said something to the effect of, we may never know his entire motivations. We may never know what triggered him to do this. So anyway, Carl Westman says, oh, usually only the hashtags escape the green room. That's true. That's true. And beat me to it, Carl Westman. This is Joe Dog McKeel and Carly Colleen. Speaking of hashtags, hashtag at a taste of Michaela. Anyway, Carl Wisdom says the Dark Pope is awake and on it today. Look out. And hashtag don't ask about that thing. Yeah, I should learn about that. And Trevor Hawkins says you should do a show with all the Bryans and call it The Life of Bryans. Oh, dear God. Wow. Is the interwebs ready for that yet? All the collective Bryans in one place. And there is a Brian Hawkins, by the way. It's Eric's brother. He's funny, too. We can see. And Philip Thompson, what do you think of my art summary? That was a cool idea on Instagram, Philip Thompson. That was a great idea. I did give it a like. And copyright strikes. I've gotten strikes for my original material. Yeah. Some people are out there scamming. Or bots might pick up on it and find something that... they think is familiar. So, it's one of the hazards that we do. And John B. Pica from Facebook says Spotify, they reject any content with music not available on Spotify. Well, imagine that. And copyright trolls are a real thing. That's true. That's why I've learned to deal with them. In fact, I learned through Legal. You push back. And Jake Lindsay says the music you heard in the video was from the Bible series. I looked into it. I believe it's not copyrighted because it's instrumental. Instrumental has nothing to do with it, Jake. If you hum the theme, if I were to hum the theme to A Summer Place right now, the movie A Summer Place, I am violating copyright. It is age of the piece, and not so much the age of the piece as the age of the performance. For instance, I could run a piece by Chopin on this broadcast. I could get a copyright strike because it was recorded last year. See what I'm saying? You're better off, Jake, to do the effort. And that's what professionals do, is they put the effort into it to make sure that they are in the clear. I was in the clear on mine, and I then had that foundation to push back against the copyright trolls. So the fact that it's instrumental is irrelevant. Jake, go to get you started on the road. Look up copyright on copyright.gov, G-O-V, or go to Wikipedia and look up copyright. It's a good foundation to get you started on your copyright. For instance, everything you do in your act is original. Okay, that belongs to you. But if you were to use, say, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey, you're violating their copyright. So you got to be careful about that stuff. You really do, especially now, because a lot of money can get taken from you if you don't. And Joe Dog McKeel, the countdown story came up in the StreamYard update stream I watched / participate in. Let's just say StreamYard lawyers corrected that issue. That's good. That's good. Well, basically my tactic was to say, you're going after the wrong people. Go after the people that are using you, quote unquote, your unquote music. And I had an issue with some videos. In fact, in Plasma Fire Graphics, I got a hit on YouTube because of it. And again, it was a copyright hit, not a strike. Because if you get 3 copyright strikes on YouTube, they basically close down your channel and you lose access to those videos. Unless you can somehow talk YouTube into getting your channel reopened, which is virtually impossible because you most of the time are dealing with robots. But good. That's one of the reasons I love StreamYard. They are on top of a lot of this stuff, and a lot of broadcast services, it's just the customer service aspect of StreamYard that appeals to me, aside from the ease of usage. So anyway, I am speaking. And I'm not gonna say it's because she's easy. We just love her because she's Sarah. Sarah, mwah, morning to you from YouTube. She's watching us. We love you, Sarah. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope you're feeling better. Hope you had a great Christmas. And I got an elevator pitch for you, Brian. Says the Skunk Rocker, a horror movie shot in the first person. That's not bad. Ooh, here's the tweak: a horror movie shot from the victim's point of view. How's that? If that fits. Because that way, victim, you've got a little bit of conflict there, but that's not a bad one. It's I think the elevator pitch needs to take it away from sounding like something else. Like for instance, I use this all the time. Pitch for a classic book. In the 19th century, a young man signs up for a whaling ship and discovers a new way of life. But the insane ship's captain is bound and determined to destroy the white whale that took his leg, even if it means the life of his crew. I think that's a pretty good pitch. That's Moby Dick by Herman Melville. And who wouldn't want to read that book if your high school English teacher pitched it that way? One of my high school English teachers usually complained about what they forced him to teach. He was not real big on reading. So anyway, but back in Stereo Box, John B. Pica says, Grant, that's a great pitch. And Grant says, Sarah. And Pops Van Zandt says, very good, Grant. Love it. See, it's not just me. It means I was right. And hello, Sarah from DDK. And Skunk Rocker says, pitch, damn it, phone, what the hell is wrong with you? That we can't answer, Skunk. We can't answer that one. And Sarah? Thank you, Pops Van Zandt. And Dark Mistress, mwah, says Christian Basil. And hey, Brian, out of all the illusions you see me do, which one is the most powerful in your opinion? I like the one you sent me, was it a night or two ago? That was really good. It had a great message. But what really impresses me, Jake, is the close-up magic. Because that's hard to do. Because people are right there looking for you to mess up. And you do it very well. You really do. And excuse me. And DDK says she mocks me with her laughter. And I broadcast portrait, but it's normally just me. Well, Heather, I will say you get a pass because, and this is going to sound horrible, but there's two things that are readily apparent when you broadcast in portrait. Your smile and your cheerful personality. Yeah, that's it. Anyway. But I say make it work for you, girl. Make it work. And good morning, Nevermore. It's from Nick Tockard. Nicholas Anthony Tockard, it is great to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well this morning. Brian Robin says, folks, if you're looking for a fun whimsical book series to dive into the new year, check out the Wing Feathers Saga by Andrew Peterson. It's in the same vein as Narnia and HP. Hewlett Packard, I guess. Anyway, Brian Robin, yes, definitely check out Andrew Peterson's work. He's a great guy. Great content creator. And hey, Heather, says Carl Westman, you're fine. You do what you can. And your broadcast is not a show like Brian's or even my drunken rant. It has a different type of audience too. Exactly. And there might be ways to do that show and have people on. Now, the nice thing is if you're using StreamYard, you can also get rid of them too. Get them the heck off the air. And we, I was toying with a while of maybe like for the New Year's show, or doing a show on New Year's Eve. I have since decided not to, especially since Carl's going to do the green room. I don't want to compete. I've done it once this year and I feel bad. I still feel bad about it, but it was a good show. But anyway, and Carl was gracious enough not to have a green room because I was going to not be there that night. But anyway, thank you, Carl. But getting back to the other thing, there might be a way to bring people on. And what I think would be a fun show would be say, okay, you've got 10 minutes. Excite me. Tell us about yourself. Excite me about your project. And, because something Pops ran during the last CromCon, he was pushing for the elevator pitch, and it was frightening to see how many people had, thought that an elevator pitch was one that took less than 5 minutes, but barely, and it's like, aren't you done yet? Aren't you done? Other people are on this show too, so yeah, I think if more of us would learn how to do elevator pitches in whatever we do, whether it's our comic book, whether it's our novel, whether it's our music, or our, even our art. What is this drawing saying to you? I think we'll have a leg up over people that think that that more talk means better sales. Anyway, Sarah says, hanging in there. Family still has COVID. Oh no, 3 have it, and 4 more of us are quarantined and waiting to see what happens. Sarah, please keep us posted. All right, darling, we worry about you and we love you. And hugs to the Dark Mistress, but from 6 feet away. Christian, be safe. And Comics of More New Jersey says, hi, Carl. Thank you. I've been having fun, and thank you for chatting with us last night. That was a good show. I enjoyed it. That was great. And Sarah's hugging you back from miles away. Elevator pitch from the League of Impossibilists. The League of Impossibilists are time-traveling paranormal heroes defending the space-time continuum from the supernatural forces of evil. That's good. That's good. And individual adventures, you could maybe do a one-line add-on to that. This particular adventure, the Impossibilists meet the man who cannot be caged sort of thing. So, it's something, a second line for specific things. But that's A+ too. That's A+, John. I love it. And hugs for the Dark Mistress. Heather, glad, from Carl Wisman. And Carl continues, Heather, glad that you were feeling more comfy doing broadcasts. Yeah, Heather, I can see it too. You've come quite a bit of distance from when you first started that show. One thing I will say that helps you is regularity. The same time every week. That's why this show was, I've seen other broadcasters do shows that, like, okay, I'm sitting in the drive-in at McDonald's, I'm going to get a Big Mac, and I thought I would start broadcasting. And there's a place for that. There really is. But I think if we want something with a real foundation, I think it's regularity. I think that's one of the things that's helped this show a lot. That, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and unless something comes up, you're going to get some Nevermore. Also Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. You may not know who I'm having on, but we are going to have somebody on. We're going to talk to him, and you get to talk to him too. Which, by the way, again, please check out tomorrow night's Clever Title Penny. We're going to look back at 2020, what we did to survive it as creators, and how we're positioned for success in 2021. And we welcome your questions, because we know you're going to want to know what we know. And anyway, we are going to be joined by Luke Stone, Michaela Jade, Kathy Jackson, and Donna Carleen. So please check out that show. And we've already got January booked. We have got some really, really cool guests, and we're going to be led off by the one, the only Joe Dog himself is going to lead off the shenanigans for 2021. And hugs for the Dark Pope, hugs for the Dark Mistress with the courtesy of a reach around. Rawr, says Sarah. Oh yeah, honestly, the support from you all has helped a huge amount. I'm very grateful. Says Comics in More New Jersey. Well, Heather, you're one of us now. Like it or not, you're an Evermorian, and we take care of our own around here, because that's how the rising tide works. You take care of others, and you get taken care of. All right, and data theft cover, my opinion, says Pops Van Zant, just covering the fact that someone got away with a huge data steal at AT&T. Or maybe they're protesting the fact that AT&T is trying to sell off CNN. Maybe that's where they get their news. Who knows? It's a little early. Yeah, it's a good theory, though. It's a good theory. And going to lie down and listen to this, just thought I'd pop in, going to lurk mode and half sleep mode. Well, sleep well, dream sweetly, my darling. And it's good to see you, Sarah. Please keep us posted on your health, all right? And your family. Movies this past weekend, Monster Hunter, nearly unwatchable, says back in the cereal box. Wonder Woman 84, it's just okay. Pixar's sole best movie of 2020. I've been hearing Soul is amazing. I've been hearing mixed reviews of Wonder Woman 2. Of course, Wonder Woman 1 was so fantastic that it checked off all the boxes for me. And I understand there's still some really cool stuff to be found on there. And I listened to last night, there was an orchestral version of Blue Monday, which has been the song that's been appearing in all the trailers up to now. I love that song, Blue Monday. And they do an orchestral version of it that is just a total knockout. I loved it. So work is busy, of course, in listening mode. Rick Bradley will carry on for you. Try to keep you entertained till around 11 your time. And Brian, says Christian Basil, since yesterday, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS just grew to 45,776. Oh, excuse me. 45,706. Have that 46K on standby. I have absolutely no idea where they are coming from. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, we had that. I figure it's Pops Van Zandt. I'm going to start rubbing him for luck, which is probably either the best or the most horrifying news Pops Van Zandt's heard all week. But yeah, I appeared on his show for half an hour. Next thing I know, I've got 200 extra half of my subscriber list currently. And if you've not subscribed to myself on YouTube, please do. It helps us so much in our searchability. We are not worried about monetization. But what it does is people like Christian, I hope I can get a little credit for helping you along, Christian. It would make me feel good. I'll sleep better at night. But, people like Christian, people like Michaela or Comics in More New Jersey or Carl or Donna or anyone on here that we promote. What we want to do is extend our reach so people will hear about you, because this is rising tide. This is getting your message in front of other people. I especially want to get Plasma Fire Graphics some more business because he's paying for it. Okay. and Jeffrey Hayes is going, I pay every time you mention my name, Brian. Anyway, so please support everyone, please. And please subscribe. It takes just a few seconds. And it doesn't cost you anything. In fact, you don't even have to ring the bell if you don't want to. Just subscribe. Become one of our subscribers. We're well over 400 now, and we're delighted to have that number of people. And the views on our broadcasts have gone up as well, which we're also grateful for. And we hope that the ripple effect of the rising tide is hitting you all. I really do. And there he is. Good morning, Brian, from Ryan Permiss. And Brian, a pleasure as always to see you, my friend. How are you? I am doing fantastically. I hope you are doing the same. Went on Amazon's shopping spree and got a mix of different books, movies and TV series, including Pulp Reality #1. Yes, thank you. Star Trek movie collection. You'll love it. Stargate Atlantis and Stargate Universe, among others. See you in 10 years when I am finished. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm afraid to get started on Supernatural. I've not watched a single episode of Supernatural. And I'm afraid to get started because that's 15 years times however many shows. That's why I admire people like Trevor Hawkins. Trevor actually went back and watched all when he got hooked on the new Doctor Who in 2005. He went back and watched all the available episodes prior to that. I don't know that I would have that kind of dedication. And he watched them in order. I mean, how awesome is that? Kudos to Trevor Hawkins, the Trevor Hawkins. But anyway, I hope you're in for some great entertainment. And Ryan, I'd love when you're done with Pulp Reality, please leave us a review on Amazon if you would. Which, by the way, one of my friends said that I haven't checked it. I haven't had time to check it out this morning because I got up so late. But what was it? That Amazon has taken away the ability of authors to comment on reviews, allegedly. So hopefully it's just a glitch and it goes away. But anyway, Ryan, we're glad you're here, my friend. So glad you're here, and hope you and keep us posted on your progress. Let us know what you think of some of your homework there. Okay, John B. Pike of the Storyteller says downtown Nashville is destroyed. They're going to have to raise 2 city blocks of historical buildings. There's always casualties, man. Look at 9/11, right? And Grant Laker, thanks for all the feedback on my elevator pitch. You guys can go to Monarch Publishing Net to get a free sample of Beowulf, and I think you should. I've got one. It's righteous. It is good stuff. If you want the full scoop on the Nashville bomber, I'm here in Nashville and have access to a lot of insider info. Talk to the authorities. They could use it right now. And Cindy Kemp, good morning, interesting character. Cindy Kemp, mwah, so glad you're here. CKOEPP.com. And in fact, we're going to take a drink or two of coffee because it gives us a good excuse, because you need to know this.
Author Cindy Kemp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kemp at CKOEPP.com today.
CKOEPP.com. Sign up for that amazing newsletter. And she just posted some images from a brand new graphic novel, that original graphic novel that Cindy Kemp is working on right now. And it's based on her book Animal Eye. So check out Animal Eye, the novel, and check out those illustrations by Cindy's illustrator. Amazing artwork. And I love that panel I saw. And I'm like, I've been reading Cindy's script and giving her some feedback on it, and I had an image in mind when I saw a panel, and he did it so much better than mine. That's when you know you've got a great artist attached to your project. Cindy, I'm so excited for you. And ringing in the New Year's Smash Words with me. Thank you, Cindy Kemp. CKOEPP.com, and sign up for her amazing newsletter, and popping the cork on the bubbly with me on Amazon. Definitely. We are always ready for some bubbly right now. Anyway, thank you, Cindy Kemp. CKOEPP.com. She is wonderful. And this year, I think we're going to see you level up, girl. You are going to level up. And Christian Basil, my dark mistress, your presence is always welcome. We want you well. We want you well. Heart, go rest. And now Brian has something funny. Now Brian say something funny. Okay, something funny. All right, Christian, we're here. We take requests. Anyway, Scrub House Video Club live this Sunday and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. 3 ways to watch: Twitch, Facebook, and on YouTube. And there are the links to his various ventures. Please support Kyle Guthrie, the skunk rocker himself. Please support him. Please subscribe to his feed. All right, please. It will help him so much. We want to see this guy reach new heights. And Cindy is popping the cork on the bubbly still. That means I'm delighted, which means one of us has a drinking problem. And he was an IT tech for a large realty company. The ATT building was just a coincidence, not a target. Most people here believe he was retaliating against COVID inaction. That was one of my guesses. And I recognize your state has been swirling down the sides of the toilet as far as treating your the COVID situation. It's by no means the worst, but I think Indiana, I am very pleased with Indiana for the most part. I give them a B+ on this, only because there's only so much you can do after a certain point, especially when an alarming number of people in your state are stupid and refuse to wear masks. Although I'm seeing that less and less, I'm glad to say. But I will be wearing a mask until we have herd immunity, because I love you guys. And I want to keep Skunk Rocker healthy, because Skunk Rocker can't take the vaccine. He is highly allergic to eggs. And in fact, after my reaction to the flu shot this year, I am questioning whether I should get one as well. Because when your temperature goes from, I don't always have reactions, but I used to go about 5 or 6 years between reactions, and I get it that I'm older. But now I'm having it every other year. And this year, my temperature went from 90 to 102 in 20 minutes, and that's not good. So, and I had other symptoms as well that left me in a state that if I needed emergency help, I would have been unable to get it. And that was just from the flu shot. And I will still get one next year. But I also promise you right now, we have not discussed it in this household, but I'm not getting a shot until Cookie gets hers. And I will be higher up on the list than her. But anyway, so it goes. Trevor Hawkins, enough about me. Let's talk about Cindy Kemp, who's ready to throw the confetti for Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockard on Amazon. Check out Nick Tockard. Also check out Amanda Tockard. Also check out Cindy Kemp on Amazon. She is amazing. And Jake, instrumental music is copyright. We talked about this. Yeah, seriously. Jake, you're just trading one can of worms for another if you think instrumentals, that lyrics are all that can be copyrighted in a song. That's not true. And Nicholas Tockard says, Brian K. Morris, one fez, many hats. To be a one-man show like you, it takes constant work and research. You handle it well, and we can learn so much from you on that. Well, Nick, you should talk. The Historical Fencing Guild on Friday nights at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Holy cats, you are you're one of those shows. I have to tell you quite honestly, dude, that you're one of those shows like Carl Witzman and Ted Davies, artistry.com, have for cigars. I am not a smoker. And I no longer have a sword collection, unfortunately, but I appreciate bladed weapons. But you are such a fount of knowledge on weaponry and fighting that you're like Wikipedia, but funnier and higher energy. So kudos right back at you, brother. You've got this so nailed. We got to get you some more subscribers, though. And good morning, Cindy from Willow Skylar. And Christian Basil says, Joe Dog McKeel, your channel has reached critical mass. You have reached a certain number, and now that Al Gore thingy is now seeing you as popular and recommending you. Only up from here. Yeah. It's like I say, nothing succeeds like excess. And I mean it in a good way. That it's the same principle that I believe I have found, at least, that the more books I have to sell, the more books I sell. That they each sell each other after a certain point. And I think Joe Dog nailed it. You've reached critical mass. And for a while, when we had our rocketing people signing up for my page, all of a sudden I was getting, that was our period of, total super growth on YouTube, because I found out we were being seen like on the front page of shows you should check out, simply because our percentage of viewers went up so dramatically that YouTube gave us a leg up. So please subscribe to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on Facebook. You'll be glad you did. And I meant to put this down the first time this was mentioned, but check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS and become part of the legend.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Check out the Hanging with Web Show Network. A lot of great shows on there. And definitely check out the Legend of Traveling TARDIS Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. And Christian Basil asks, Brian, you want me to taste Michaela? What? No, dude. I am the official taster around here. I'm willing to throw myself on the grenade to make sure it's safe for you. And Phil Thompson, from now on, I will charge for my art prints. Okay, and there are his rates. Contact Philip Thompson. Please put in your address so people can contact you, Philip, and get those illustrations. Good plan, Philip. Good plan. And starting the countdown to John B. Pica on Amazon. Oh, very, very cool. Thank you, Cindy Kep. And you can use copyright material in your show if you pay mechanical royalties and can provide documentation of that, says John B. Pica. That's true. But how many of us do that? I mean, there is one piece by Todd Rundgren I would love to use. Like I said, it's a piece we used on our the old podcast I used to do, Fan Central Fancast on Blog Talk Radio. Which, by the way, I listened to an episode a couple of months ago. I just happened to be on Blog Talk for another show. And I'm like, I wonder if we're still on there. And we are. And I'm like, this still holds. This is over 10 years old, and it's still pretty good. I'm digging this. Kevin Lockman and I did a great job, if I may say. But yeah, you have to get permission, Jake. You can use any piece of music as long as you get permission, which means you have to contact the publisher or whoever's representing the publisher, and you may have to pay for royalties or a fee or whatever. But yeah, once I get monetized, I may. Maybe I'll indulge and contact Todd Rundgren's people. I've got a piece of music I love. I really do. And thanks, Cindy Kep. Yeah, definitely. And morning, Nicholas. Good morning, all from Ted Davies Artistry. Ted, good to see you, my friend. And Joe Dog? Me? Yep. Yeah. And I've been Tom Cruise, says Carlene. If we yelled at you, I'm sorry. If I yelled at you, I'm sorry. But anyway, playing in the snow. There's Bobby Nash. BobbyNash.com. Also, AbrahamSnow.com. Because remember, it may be cold outside, so we're coming up on hashtag the summer of snow. And AbrahamSnow.com, which is also Bobby Nash's one of Bobby Nash's series books, has an announcement coming soon about some cool stuff he's got going on, and it may be of particular interest to the Nevermorians. Definitely interesting. Anyway, thank you, Cindy Kep, and CKOEPP.com. And in case you missed it, Cindy Kep was a guest host on Back of the Cereal Box this past Saturday. I saw that. I was on the way out of the house, unfortunately. I've got to go back and watch that because I know it's going to be awesome. Cindy, I need to get you on. We got to get you on some more clever title pendings, because you may have free time and we got to do something about that. And hashtag put that away. Hashtag Enema Bandit. Oh, that's okay. That's one I started. So for Carly, thank you. And Comic Talk Natural Born Victim. Ooh, Pops Van Zandt. I like that. And Ready with the Fireworks. That's Amanda Talker. Check out her link on Amazon. Thank you, Cindy Kep. And you can see Cindy Kep on broadcast from Saturday right here on the YouTube channel. Turns out she is just a big kid, and we love her. She is fantastic. And Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay says, thanks. I really do appreciate it. I'm always trying my best to be as good as David Copperfield, but not like him, but as good as an illusionist as him. Well, there you go. I'm sure you don't want to marry Claudia Schiffer, but although I can think of worse fates in the world, but definitely, we all are trying. That's the thing about, I look at you guys and gals, and I see you trying to better yourselves, trying to become more skilled creators, better marketers, better salespeople. You know, that makes me happy. It makes me want to try to keep up with you. And Cindy Kep is ready to travel through time with the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Check them out on Facebook and become part of the legend. Looking for a great guest for the New Year's episode on January 2nd. Oh, let's see, January 2nd. Oh, that's CromCon too. That's CromCon. This weekend is CromCon. I will be on Sunday at 1 p.m. We'll be doing a thing on broadcasting, and Christian Basil, I believe, will be joining me. Christian, contact me if it's so. Pop said you are. So anyway, hey, says Cindy Kep. And Meredith Loughran, good morning, Nevermore. Mwah. Meredith, so good to see you. WildOneForever.com. Check it out. Also, GeekInsider.com. Check out her YouTube channel, and check out Meredith's great afternoon shows that she's been doing on that Haps, was it Haps.tv? Testing out the system there. Haven't seen anything. I've been poking at it. Haven't seen anything yet that I'm I'm going to abandon you and StreamYard for, because I'm on Meredith's account here. I do admit it. I have my own though, but no. Check out what Meredith does. She's an incredible content creator, and you will love the content she puts out. She really does. Not that I'm saying she puts out, but well. Shut up, Christian. Anyway, Cindy Kep, Patreon is a great place to connect with your favorite artistic source. Brian K. Morris, John B. Pica, Bobby Nash, Frozen Creek Studios, the Historical Fencing Guild, and so many others. And Cindy, I'm looking forward to you being there too. And Comics and More says, I have StreamYard. I found I get so many more views when I go live from Facebook. Facebook is probably still my number one venue, but my YouTube is slowly catching up in views. So that's where mine goes, because I do keep track of my stats now, which is why I can talk to advertisers now about, well, here's why, we get 25, our numbers go up by at least 25% on virtually every show we do within the first 24 hours, because people do watch us on the reruns, and we're grateful for that. And Cindy Kep, yeah, sure, you betcha. And Jake Lindsay says, here's an idea I'm thinking about doing for my show. I'm going to do it based off of holiday Bible stories like the Nativity stories, the Crucifixion, the Resurrection, and some others like in the video I sent you. I think it's beautiful for the holidays. I really do. And in fact, you could do it, even with a biblical flair, Jake, you could still do like major holidays, Valentine's Day, Independence Day, Halloween even, there's just a whole bunch of things you could do. This way your show changes up and it stays fresh. I think it's a great idea. And regularity, do we really bring that up here? Hashtag toy details. Yeah. Cindy Kep says, traveling to a writer's conference has never been so retro. Go to Old School Moves and pick up a piece of free fiction. Excellent. And don't forget to tip your host. Thank you, Cindy Kep. Mwah. That's paypal.me/rising tide, capital B, capital K, capital M. We gotta get a theme song for that. Anyway, hashtag bring Cookie home. Thank you, Cindy Kep. We gotta bring Cindy home too, so she can participate in the shenanigans more often. And Carl Westman, you can use StreamYard to broadcast to Facebook, Heather, but you do it however you like. Yeah, and Facebook is good. It's pretty simple. The nice thing about StreamYard is that, like this show, you can preload it with videos. You can preload it with graphics. You have a lot more choice about making it more lovely. You could put a QR code that leads to your Amazon sales page, for instance. you can, and you can share comments on there too. I don't have to go back to shows, but the new, I do like StreamYard, and even the free version gets you a lot of good stuff. But yeah, you can post like videos, like I said, and all kinds of sophisticated graphics that everyone will love. Okay, maybe not everyone, but most people do. Yeah, and he's a doctor. He's a doctor. In fact, I probably got, I can probably get 3 out of 13 doctors to agree with me. Maybe. Yep. Yeah. See, she knows. Oh yes. Oh yes. But you're always going to get trolls and hecklers is the problem. But anyway, that's why you got to come here, because we're going to have creative conversation and coffee. But you see what we can do, especially if you're more organized than I am, which is not a huge hurdle. But anyway, Christian Basil says, I was wearing a mask the whole time I was hugging Sarah, not on my face. Oh, then that's okay then. At least one of you is perfectly safe. Cindy Kep says, Royal Courier, Adia Dace, races across the continent to prevent genocide. Go to Amazon and pick up that book there. Definitely. Condemned Courier. You will want it. And there's a great elevator pitch there. Brian Rodman says, so I have seen an Angel Christmas movie debate resurface in the last few days. What is your favorite version of A Christmas Carol? For me, I have to go with George C. Scott's version from the 80s. His depiction of Scrooge is perfect. Absolutely cold and heartless to the core, and his transformation into repentance is portrayed with such unbelievable joy. What do you think? That is an amazing performance by George C. Scott, who is always a great actor. I have to say, for all out fun, though, my favorite is The Muppet Christmas Carol with Michael Caine. That is just so beautiful. And I have to say, I am very fond of I think it's 1951. Alastair Sim does a Christmas Carol. Now, that's the one I grew up with. It was a tradition on our local CBS affiliate. They had late movies after the news back then. And the movie they always ran on Christmas was A Christmas Carol. And I didn't really appreciate it at first, because to me as a kid, it was kind of scary. But as I grew older, I learned to appreciate the story, appreciate Dickens, and appreciate the great acting on Alastair Sim's part, who also I think was very believable too. But what I also dug was the fact that Patrick Macnee has a prominent role in the during one of the past sequences. Christmas Past sequence, I believe it is. And Patrick Macnee, of course, went on to many, many great roles, the utmost of which was John Steed in the Avengers TV show. But anyway, yeah, I love that stuff. I love it. My honorable mention will be Epic Rap Battles of History with Donald Trump, Ebenezer Scrooge, and Kanye West. that's you get the whole Dickens thing in 2.5 minutes. It's great. And game testers play a crow and a mountain shepherd help their humans find the source of maniacal killers. Check out Animal Eye. Definitely check out Animal Eye. Cindy's latest and greatest work. And you can get it on Amazon and also from bearpublications.com. And it's going to be an original graphic novel soon. You will love it. You so love it. And speaking about movies, says Jake Lindsay, they're saying a sequel to The Passion of the Christ is coming out at some point. They're saying the title is going to be called The Resurrection. That would be interesting. I have to say, I really love the movie. I've seen it once. I really don't want to see it again. There were some fantastic scenes, but and God bless director Mel Gibson, who went for total realism as far as what would happen to the human body when it's whipped 40 times and when it is crucified. Crucifixion actually is one of the most inhumane ways of killing someone slowly. It is nasty. And we got the full nasty on there, and it's a movie that I don't want to see again because, and I'm fairly inured to gore, but this one just hit so close to home that I guess because it was our Lord and Savior that I really don't want to see it again. But and Mel Gibson has kind of become a difficult personality in Hollywood. Funding might be might be an issue. But anyway, I wouldn't mind checking that out if it does come true. And go Christian, go Christian, go Christian. Says your head cheerleader Cindy Kemp. And Brian Wetzoff, good morning. Hello, everyone, he says. I say good morning, Brian. Hope you and Nicole are doing well. Reels and Heels, Saturday afternoons at 2:15. Check them out on the Hanging with Web Show Network. And Carl says, Comics and More New Jersey. I tried streaming StreamYard to Facebook and YouTube. I had less than half the views. It was interesting. I think part of that, Heather, was because you see, Facebook suppresses any sort of post that allows you to go outside of Facebook, because like Walmart, they want to be one-stop shopping. They don't want you to leave Facebook. They want you to get your news here, your entertainment, your music, your whatever, pay people. We were talking last week about what could do Facebook in, and I think one of the things that could do Facebook in is, frankly, its imitative aspects. It was trying to, the only thing it's really been really sensational at is imitating MySpace and finally burying it. But the thing is, the minute somebody has an app that gains some popularity, TikTok only does 1 minute videos. Well, we'll do your stories now. Yeah, we'll do stories. They're better than TikTok anyway. You want to send money? Yeah, we'll help you send money. Well, yeah, but PayPal does it better anyway. You want to do videos? Yeah, we'll help you do videos. Yeah, but YouTube does it better anyway. So yeah, and it may be one of those things you just build up your audience and promote, and eventually you just get to the point. And you might talk to Meredith Loughran, because she taught me about backlinks. And I'll admit that my shows don't get as many overall views as when I was simply going on Facebook. But I was also doing, my height of my views were at a time when the pandemic started, the Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic. So I had kind of a captive audience. It's not so much now, but we have grown our audience from when the restrictions were lifted. And part of that was through backlinks. And I learned that from Meredith Loughran. You might talk to her about that. And Cindy Camp is out of break. But you sign up for the Rising Titans newsletter before Friday, or you will miss out. It is the bomb diggity. And I do have a year-end video that will be one of the secret videos this month. And it was so funny. I found it last night, and it's absolutely hilarious. So we may have a couple of not safe for work references, but we'll find something that everyone can watch and enjoy. But anyway, Cindy, you have a fantastic Monday. Thank you for being here. And Brian Rodman says hashtag 45,706 shades of Christian. Oh dear. And wow, that is interesting, Heather. I wonder why. Yeah, seriously, I think it's because anytime you post something with an outside of Facebook link, Facebook automatically suppresses it. I was running experiments last spring and summer. No, it was 2 years ago. Excuse me, 2 years ago. I was running some deliberate experiments where I was putting links to works outside of Facebook, like YouTube or a person's website. And I found that my views were getting down to 25 or sometimes even 10% of what they were before. So what I did was I started working on increasing my views to where it won't matter. So anyway, the Pops Effect, and I'm grateful for the Pops Effect, Pops. I really am. And I'm not sure I did it twice, so unless I have a guess I found, I must. Well, like I said, maybe we can help you with that. Maybe we can help you make your show more what you want it to be. I know you want to promote others, and we love you for it. We really do. We love you anyway. But if you want to bring on guest stars, maybe you and I can talk about some things. I've had some ideas for myself that I'd be glad to let you try. And Joe Dog, are you calling me fat, critical, masses, Christian Basil? We're going to get this fight. I just watched the 4th best Star Trek movie last night, Galaxy Quest. That's Joe Dog McKeel. That's true. That's true. And going to Ryan Permisson, we keep ragging on number 5, but even then there's still some stuff to watch in number 5 that's worthwhile. I'm not sure, says Comics and More New Jersey, but because of that, but unless I have a guest with me, I do better going Facebook Live and then uploading a video to YouTube. Well, that might be the way to go. I guess it depends on what you're focusing on. I am focusing more on my YouTube and allowing Facebook to kind of take care of itself. And nope, says Joe Dog McKeel. And Brian, you've been an inspiration, says Christian Basil. Christian, it goes both ways, brother. Rising Tide has always been in my heart with every decision I make, and you've been an influence, brother. Mail. Hey, I'll cash it discreetly, promise. But Christian, you're doing everything right, and that makes me want to do everything right. And I know I've got a long way to go until I get to where you're at, but knowing that you can make it and you've done it with all the right intentions and you've got love in your heart, brother. I love you, brother. I seriously do. And we're going to do more shows together, Christian. In fact, I'm thinking we got, in fact, I think you're going to be one of my guests on Clever Title Pending in 2021. So it's on its way. And anyway, we love you too, Christian. We really do. We tease you, but it's definitely with love, brother. In Carl Westman's story, he was hoping that their relationship would go nuclear, but sadly, she was critical of his mass. Oh my God, that's wonderful. I love that. And Pops Van Zandt says, I'm broadcasting YouTube, Facebook group, and personal page this time, as well as being picked up all over the place. CromCon will be good. It always is good, dude. It always is good. And Comics and More New Jersey, you haven't watched Supernatural? Oh, you need to watch it. Yeah, I've got nothing but 15 years to spare. But no, I want to watch it. I hear nothing but grand things about it. I mean, I held off on Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the longest time. Because I watched the first 5 or 6 episodes and I'm like, this is no better than the movie. This is, it's not spectacular, but like Firefly, it took time for it to really gel. And, cause like, I remember watching the original Firefly and I'm about 2/3 through the movie and I'm like, space Western, yippee, so that was a shake weight. And why am I watching this? And I turned it off and I remember a friend of mine, that's how they recruit you. They buy you the DVD set. And Cookie and I were watching the thing, and right about the 2/3 mark, suddenly things started clicking and the interactions started and became more interesting to me. It's like, I have a habit of tuning out too early. Now, I finally did catch up on Buffy. I haven't caught up on Angel yet, though. I need to do that. And I ain't no character, Cindy. I'm truly myself, but in all seriousness, much love to you, Cindy, says Jake Lindsay. You are a character, Jake. Don't deny it. And Cindy kept his engaging lurker mode. Well, Cindy, we're sending you the love anyway. And the CKOEPP.com. You'll love her newsletter. Please sign up for it. Trevor Hawkins, but I did remember all those who's. No. Did I remember all those who's? No. And Anna Maria Salvaggio. Hey, sweetheart. Brian K. Morris. Hey, sweetheart. Anna Maria. Mwah. Thank you for the Christmas gift. That was so lovely. I love it. It's in my work desk in my bedroom. Make of that what you will. But anyway, Carl, to continue what you said, he just wanted a family. And John B. Pike, the storyteller, says, we are #1 in the world for COVID infections. Yep. God bless America. America. Yeah. And Amy Adams just sent me a friend request. I love Amy Adams. She was one of the best Lois Lanes ever. Anyway, Amy Adams, we're glad you're here. And Joe Dog McKeel says, wow. Just saw a post on my feed calling the Nashville bombing fake. Oh, God. Reason given was no bomber would do that without going for a mass casualty count. They are blocked now. Oh, dear God. I hope if they're on my Joe, I may be asking you for that name later. I don't want that much stupid getting on my page either. And 3 ways to watch, says Rick Bradley. Yeah, we're all about the 3 ways here. And we're #1. We're #1. We're not #2, says John B. Pica, the storyteller. Be proud, young man. Yeah, we are. Yeah, what is it? I think it's in California that they are I think they are up to the point where they're having like a COVID death once every 10 minutes. Think about that next time you decide you are too good to put on a mask. Anyway, John B. Pike, the storyteller of California, took over this past weekend, says Joe Dog. Yeah. And Skunk Rocker says, hey, Joe, into me a huge favor and send me a message on Facebook telling me who that was just in case I'm friends with them too. I honestly don't need that kind of BS in my life right now. Skunk Rocker, okay, I agree with you. Joe Dog, send me that name too, would you please? Yeah, be isolated and killed. Anyway, you're not, but you know of them. Okay, oh boy. And Anna Maria Salvaggio, I'm not going to get the vaccine because of my other health issues unless I'm forced to. I cannot do the regular flu shots because my mother and grandmother both have issues. Well, yeah, you got to consider genetics. I mean, my father went into anaphylactic shock when he was stung by a bee, and as a result, I have I consider myself. I've never been tested. I need to get tested. This is a recent revelation. I consider myself allergic to bee stings. But I've had incidents where I get stung by a mosquito. It may be the stinging thing, but I get stung by a mosquito and it swells, as opposed to just like a minor little bump there. But anyway, Anna Maria, we want you safe. That's why we want herd immunity for you and for Skunk and for all of our Nevermorians. And has anyone in the know heard about upcoming changes in copyright infringement laws in streaming and illegal downloading being dramatically worsened, like made a felony, asks Nick Tockard? I heard it allegedly targeted Twitch content creators as well as OnlyFans-based creators. Yeah. The new relief bill just signed into law last night by President Trump does contain language that I've yet to study what it means to copyright. John B. Pica says it toughens up the fair use doctrine, which is pretty complicated to begin with, really. It's not just, okay, I quote that one quote, I just reference the passage in copyright.gov and I'm safe. No, it's not that. I see a number of channels that do that could be shut down as a result. But yes, I did hear that they are toughening up on the website owners who do illegal streaming. And yes, I heard that was a part, and I wouldn't be surprised if the RIAA is behind it, dealing with use of music on Twitch. And primarily gamers, a lot of whom are using copyrighted games that they have not purchased. That somehow a number of them, now some of them I believe get gifted from the companies, but there are supposedly a substantial number of them that are, my guess is they're probably getting it like off of like a Pirate Bay kind of thing. So yeah, I have yet to study it. That's going to be one of my tasks this week. Jobby Pike, the storyteller. Joe, tell that idiot that I work on 2nd Avenue and have seen the damage myself. It is not fake. He is an idiot. There's 2 big facts right there. He is an idiot. And Lacey Lemke, who will be one of my guests in this year on Clever Tile Penny. I'm so glad to get her. Why haven't I asked you earlier? I ask myself constantly. Nicholas Anthony Tucker says, Lacey Lemke, this is true. When you post to Instagram now, you have to put down that you don't own copyrights to music, anything on the walls that be copyrighted, like posters, all that stuff on there. You can't even link it in your bio without getting tagged. Yeah. Well, that's understandable because Instagram is, Facebook is one of the main offenders, and Facebook owns Instagram. Lacey, thank you for that information, and definitely go to Amazon and check out the work of Lacey Lemke. She is amazing. I adore her, and I adore Rebecca Minton Westerman. Glad to see you. If it's not too late, I'm boosting new T-shirts in our Etsy store. Darling, boost away. We want to see you do that. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Hope your Christmas was wonderful. I hope you had a great one, Lacey. I hope you had a great Christmas as well. And John B. Pica says, I am a former record label executive and Broadway producer. If you want advice on royalties and using copyright music, I'm happy to help. Thank you, John B. Pica. Appreciate your assistance on that. I really do. And they are a member of a group you may no longer support after this past summer. Need I say more, says Joe Dog McKeel. Okay, now I'm curious. I don't have my brain engaged to do the detective work. Joe Dog, I may be PMing you later. And, well, now I'm at a loss. Good job, Joe. You just confused me. Well, and Jake, don't try to be the next anybody. Be the first you. Joe Dog McKeel, that is the best advice ever. Yeah. I mean, it's okay to use people as a model and as maybe a touchstone, a stepping stone to be, to look at and say, in 5 years, I want to be like this person. And figure out what they did to get there and see if you can do something similar. But yeah, it's like somebody, a dear friend who sent me a YouTube video about a gamer, which one, I have no interest in watching gaming videos at all. And he sent me a video and said, I want you to watch this video and tell me everything he does that I should be doing. And I said, no, I'm not going to watch it. I don't want to take the time, and I'm not getting paid for it when I've got my own work to do. But you need to watch it and figure out what he's not doing that you should be doing. Nevermind the Furthermore has succeeded, is my opinion. And this is a recent revelation because of you guys. And plus, we do something here that a lot of people aren't doing. And it's a format that I finally figured out we've kind of fallen into it. I figured out what we're doing, what makes it unique, and and why I've seen, honestly, this show has been imitated by other people. What is the line from a song? I can't remember who did it, but I love the song, and it's like never, often imitated, never replicated. Because one, you guys bring something really special to the mix, and it's something that we're doing here that we kind of stumbled into that a lot of people aren't. And I figured out what it is, and we're going to keep doing it. And Joe Dog sent you a PM, says John B. Pica, the storyteller, Anna Maria Salvaggio, Jake, saw Copperfield in a vintage theater in Virginia eons ago, 10 feet away in the front row. I had apprenticed under a magician for 2 years prior to seeing him and knew what to look for. He was flawless. Yeah, that's the thing. I've seen Penn and Teller. I've studied magic books. John B. Pica has a real good book on magic too, available on Amazon. And that's why I really appreciate close-up magic, because if you can do it like from 3 feet away and I can't catch you, you're doing something right. Joe Dog McKeel replied and looking. All right. And Anna Maria Salvaggio, I'm changing out my podcast and we'll be going with StreamYard. Brian K. Morris, do you have a referral link? Contact Meredith Loughran, who's on this show, and she could give you one, because I feel I have my own channel, but I want to see Meredith get it because she is gracious enough to allow me to horn in on her, and because I'm the type. But anyway, she's allowing me to use it. So would you contact her, or if not, I will contact Meredith for you if you send me a PM to remind me, and we'll get you the referral link, okay? Because I'd love to see her get something. And Val Michael Salvaggio, hello, Val. How are you? Good morning. Hope you and Anna Maria and your family had a sensational Christmas. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. John B. Pike, the storyteller, says I use StreamYard to stream to 2 YouTube channels and 3 Facebook pages, and I do 2 Facebook pages and 2 YouTube pages currently, and probably will do more. And there's my darling, says Anna Maria Salvaggio. Oh, enough about me, Anna Maria. Thank you. You're going to make me blush. And Christian Basil says, I know, it's Val. Anyway, Christian Basil says, Jake, I paid a friend to make the theme to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I've got receipts and I can contact my friend anytime I need to. I try not to play when it comes to copyrights. Yeah, that can get you put out of business and hard. You can even, if you don't go to, also, I just thought of something, Fiverr. There are a number of musicians on there that will create music for you. Dave Woodring, in fact, one of our friends here who's uber busy. Dave Woodring does original music. Contact him. I can get you a link to him, Jake. I really can. And he can tailor make your music for you. Scott Crocker says, Scrooge is the best. It's a bone. Yes. Oh my God, I forgot about Scrooge. That's great. Anna Maria Salvaggio, George C. Scott was brilliant, but I like Patrick Stewart as well. And yes, the Muppets one was fun. Ooh, yes. Seen the Alistair version. That was my jam when I grew up. And well, folks, have a great day. Hashtag feed Cookie. Hashtag feed Uncle Carl. That's important too. Carl Wisman, thank you for being here, brother. We will see you later, sir. And have a great afternoon. John B. Pica, the storyteller. Alistair Sim is considered the quintessential Scrooge, but my favorite is Muppet Christmas Carol. Michael Caine is great. I totally agree with you there. And Uncle Carl, hashtag feed Priscilla chicken and cat. Feed April. Oh, feed April's chicken and cat. Okay. Don't feed the cat. Don't feed the chicken to the cat, though. It gets messy. They'll choke on the feathers. Anyway, Trevor Hawkins, The Muppet Christmas Carol. Thank you for your affirmation on that. And Passion of the Christ is a great movie. I never want to see it again, says John B. Pica. Yeah, me too. Man, it was like The Man of Steel. You know, it's all the damage, all the destruction porn in that thing. It's a tough film to watch the second time through. Val Salvaggio says, yes, I saw Passion of the Christ twice. You have a stronger stomach than I do, and I can eat a breakfast at an autopsy. And Nick Tucker says, Brian Rodman, while George C. Scott is great, the Muppets version of Michael Caine is grand. However, I will always love Bill Murray's Scrooge. Such 80s glories. Definitely. And Val says, with different groups of friends. There we go. Just to watch their horrified expressions, right? Because you knew where to close your eyes. John B. Pica, nobody wants a sequel to The Passion of the Christ. Well, maybe Mel Gibson. It might mean he gets work. And Jake Lindsay says, what I was told, a normal crucifixion lasted 45 minutes. It took Jesus 6 hours with him. Yeah, well, a lot about Jesus's crucifixion was different than the standard one, but it's still a grisly way to die. Brian Rodman says, I think the best portrayal of the Ghost of Christmas Present is from the Muppets. I want to be that jolly spirit when I grow up. Top 3 Stooges for me are Scott, Kane, and Sim. The scene that hits me above all else is Frank Finley's performance as Marley in the 80s film. It's so heartbreaking, and I absolutely believe that character is in hell every time I watch. I hear that. And later, see you tomorrow night, Carl. See you later. I'll see you tomorrow night. Mwah, Carlene, thank you for being here, darling. We will see you tomorrow night on Clever Tile Pending. You will be amazing as we look back on 2020 and look forward to 2021. And now we've got to go fast because it's time to feed Cookie. Oh, Scrooge is so great, says Brian Rodman. Love Bill Murray. Scrooge is one of our favorites, says Anne Maria Salvaggio. John B. Pica says Comics in More New Jersey. You can't just put the videos out there. You have to also invest in advertising. Back on Cereal Box is averaging 600 views on Facebook and over 1,000 on YouTube, but I advertise. Yep, I'm thinking of advertising some of my stuff too. And Galaxy Quest is awesome, says Maria Salvaggio. I had someone gift me a Galaxy Quest patch last year. Oh, that is very cool indeed, Anna Maria. That's great. Nick Tucker said, it is interesting to see going into 2021 and eventually out of pandemic how much the viewing habits have changed and how the folks like you and much of the Rising Tide community are surging forward as so many are falling slowly on their face who didn't work through. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about tomorrow. I think our support network has been very important. And I can't say that I've really well, except for my broadcasting. My books I haven't really. Well, no, I have moved forward on my books. I've done rather well with them, surprisingly. But I haven't lost ground. That's the important thing. So many people just gave up at this time, unfortunately. But not Rebecca Westerman. Also, I'll have a book tour coming up in the spring. Maybe I can arrange an appearance. Rebecca, I would love to have you on, especially especially if you want to talk about your work as a doing books for other people that, where we met, let's contact me. I've got some, let me find out. Tell me when your tour is starting and let's see what we can do. Okay. And it's one of those things where I don't want Rebecca because she's got a book tour. I want Rebecca because I know her and I know she's amazing. She's funny. She's intelligent and she's got something to say. Like I say, it's like a lot of people want on Clever Tile Pending, but I don't care that you have something to sell. I care that you've got something to say, and you've got something to sell even better. All right, for health reasons, I have to pre-script and have been going the way of Anchor. I like this style format, more interactive, so I'm looking at ways I can pull in my Twitch and Discord crowd. My Facebook Lives do well, though. I don't do them often. Doing them regularly, like I said earlier, helps, Anna Maria. And the thing is, you can also broadcast to Twitch from StreamYard. So it's one of the ways. And I use Anchor for the Back of the Cereal Box audio podcast. I do podcasts, but I let Meredith Walgren take care of it because she's so awesome. And Brian K. Morris, Firefly was aired out of order originally, so it didn't make sense, as Anna Maria Salvaggio. Yeah. For me, the Out of Gas episode that went through their backstory really solidified it for me. I'm a bit biased, though, since I run the Kentucky Browncoats 8, and it's a great organization. You do a fantastic job of keeping everyone together. I love seeing that group. I love when those posts come across my newsfeed. And every time Cindy Kemp engages lurker mode, I can hear the old cloaking sounds from Star Trek The Next Generation. Says Nick Tucker. Yeah, you can hear the Romulan bird of prey, going through space. Anyway, Brian Rodman, thank you for yet another amazing show this morning, my friend. Thank you, Brian Rodman, for being amazing and being here. So thankful for this wonderful group of folks. Have a splendid Monday, Rising Tide fam. Hashtag bring Cookie home. Hashtag feed Cookie. Hashtag laugh like a supervillain. Gladly. Have a great day, Brian Rodman. We'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully. And Anne Maria says, I go into anaphylactic shock with stings and tree nuts. Cookie has an allergy to tree nuts, too. Peanuts are okay, but they're a legume and grow in the ground. The enzyme that attaches the fruit to the tree is what causes it. Coconut, oddly enough, isn't included in that. I love coconut now. Any bug bite, including mosquitoes, blow me up as well. Okay. I'm sorry you get that, too. Cookie gets migraines from, like, Spanish peanuts. But she doesn't have problems with like cashews or walnuts or almonds or any of those. So we get her the alternative peanut butters that help her a lot. But, oh, darling, take care of yourself. Anna Maria, this world needs you. You have no idea how much. And Willa Schuyler says, hanging with Web Show TV and the Rising Tide Network need to join forces. Meredith Logren is my pimp, I think. But I would love to see what calamity we could produce, Willow. That would be fun. But Garrett's probably looking at the Geek Insider Network, going, "Oh wow, Meredith's got it going on. Hey, that Matthew Wilson's really awesome." And there's Brian. Oh crap, there's Brian. Anyway. I love you, Willow. Mwah. Love what you're thinking. It can happen. I use Epidemic Sound, says Maria Salvaggio. They cover any link you list with them if you get tagged. Very cool. John B. Pica says the new fair use revision was supported by every major record label, film studio, and publisher. The list of supporters is staggering. That's the one thing that makes makes things clinch on me too, John. It's that they are so in support of that. Oh dear. And Jake Lindsay says, have a blessed day, my friend. Much love to you and Cookie. Jake Lindsay, thank you, my friend, for that sentiment. You have a blessed day as well, my friend. You take care of yourself. I am always inspired by what other people aren't doing. Yeah, me too. I say fill in the gap, right, John? And Trevor Hawkins, thanks for another good show. Trevor, thank you for being here and helping making it so, brother. I salute you. And now it's official. We are out of coffee. We're out of show. But anyway, exactly, says Anna Maria Salvaggio. Agree totally. And Rick Radley, when I start broadcasting, I'll be borrowing from you, Brian. Let's talk about it. I think you'd be great at this. And don't die. Last post from Joe Dog and McKeel. Don't die. Go feed Cookie. Yes, sir. I will. And thank you for being here, Joe Dog. I love you, man. Will Schuyler, get your favorite Hanging with Web TV show merch from their online show. Get a great t-shirt, hats, mugs, and even your very own Pillow Talk pillow. Ooh, who wouldn't want to be hugging Willow's pillows? I ask you that. I know I would. It gets me through these cold, lonely nights. So check out their stuff. Please check out their merch. And Jake Lindsay, I want a sequel to it. The Resurrection was amazing. That's true. That would be fun. That would be and probably less gruesome. And everyone take care and stay creative. Rick Riley, you too, brother. Have a fantastic day. Between helping folks swashbuckle and building sci-fi worlds, I hope you guys can stop by his Amazon page and find accessible fun at amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert. Also check out Amanda Tockert's work too. But Nick has some great stuff on creative fighting, swordplay, and a great pickup game called Big Stompy Robots. Be a BSR fan today. And okay. And don't die, feed cooking. Also, if this phone says Skunk Rocker Skunk, we're glad you put up with your phone to be here this morning, brother. Love you, man. You are awesome. Check out Stupid O'Clock most Thursdays, not this Thursday, but Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern and 11 p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights. It'll be great. Meredith Walker needs a proper pimp hat then, Brian. Yeah, she does, in those like 8-inch Huggy Bear type of shoes sort of thing. I think we should do this for her, Nick. I can almost hear her cackling at the thought of it. And Anna Maria Salvaggio, thank you so much for the stream. So good to see everyone. You've all become part of my extended online family. You are part of ours, Anna Maria, and I love having you here. I really do. Hope your Christmas, Yule, or whatever you celebrate was fabulous. Here's to a brightly blessed new year. Much love to all. Mwah! To you and to Val and your family. Hope you have one too. And we have gone well over 2 hours again. That's what real broadcasters do. Real broadcasters have stamina. All right. Anyway, so yeah, we're tired. Anyway, so we've got a big day planned. We're going to put new tires on the car. That's our Christmas gift to ourselves. We're getting new tires for my car. Woohoo! Anyway, we hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you all for being here. I so appreciate you. Thank you to everyone who gave this show a like Kathy Jackson, Nick Tockard, Ryan Permisson, Kirk Tredden. Good to see you, Kirk. Kirk just released a brand new book I'll be talking about more, and I'll leave a review once I'm done with it by Paul Kupperberg. I never wrote for the check, but I never wrote for the money, but I always wrote for the check. Always make sure I get the check. Anyway, it's a good book. He pops by and saying, Becca Colgrove, Martius Wade. Good to see you, brother. Carl Whitson, and one more person that StreamYard won't let me see. Thank you for the like, and thank you for the love from Tyrone Tony Reed Jr., TyroneTonyReedJr.com. Check out the Solette series. Brian Wensoff, Heather Ellen, Brian Rodman, Willow Schuyler, author Michaela Jaden Moi, Jeffrey Hayes, and Clyde Hall. Thank you for the love. All of that helps the show get seen in more streams. So please like and love the shows you like and love, because it does help them. And thank you to everyone who has been watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. We appreciate you so much. And Jerome Connor, good to see you guys. Good afternoon. Sorry I've missed today's show. We have to do something together. Jerome, let's make that happen. I would love to hang with you on a show. I really would. And Anna Maria Salvaggio, stamina in spades. She's rolling on the floor. Yeah, that's right. I wish. Anyway, thank you, Anna Maria. Jerome, good to see you, man. Always a pleasure, my friend. And Jerome, leave a link to the show you do, all right? I really want to help you get some fresh eyeballs in front of that. Anyway, thank you all for being here. We've got a lot to do this afternoon, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you all the farewell here. But anyway, thank you again, as always, to PlasmaFireGraphics.com. Plasmafire Graphics and Jeffrey Hayes, when the look of your book matters to you because it matters to your readers. So if you want not just book covers, but advertising graphics and the great videos or the great trailers you see adorning the show, most of the trailers come from Plasmafire Graphics. And now you know why, because they do great work. They do top 4 publisher level work at indie creator prices. So contact Jeffrey Hayes and get yours today. All right. And thank you very much for being here. And Christian Basil, I'm questioning whether I should put that up here or not. I'm certainly not going to read it out loud. But anyway, Christian. Anyway, Christian's over 45,000 likes on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS page on Facebook. Please give that a like. He's going to be 50,000 by the end of the year, and we need you to be one of them. Yes, Cookie.
50,000 by the end of the year?
For Christian Basil.
Fantastic.
I know. I'm as far away from it as possible. Go.
Go to his page.
I've already signed up. Have you? The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Have you become part of the legend?
I'm not a legend.
You are legendary, girl. That's Cookie.
No, I'm infamous.
Yeah. Can't fight you on that one, girl. Anyway, we'll close out the show because Cookie was in here checking on me. So anyway, thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. Thank you, Plasma Fire Graphics, for sponsoring this episode. Thank you to all my Patreon patrons and for your ongoing support of our endeavors. We appreciate you more greatly than you can ever imagine. If you want to support this show on a recurring basis every month for $1 or more, whatever you feel comfortable giving, we will acknowledge you. And you will, at least for $1, you'll have your name in everything we produce from this point on. Broadcasts, audiobooks, comic books, novels, whatever, anthologies, you will be in there. So please become our patron on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Thank you very much for my friends for all your support, really, and love you, Cookie, says Anna Maria. I showed her your stuff. She was knocked out. She loves you right back. And Remelian, woot! We can't do this without Remelian. We definitely cannot. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, folks, thank you all for being here, and thank you. And again, thank you for your support, as always, showing up and making your great comments. Glad we got some stuff done today. And don't forget, tomorrow night at 8 p.m., Clever Tile Pending, we'll look back at 2020 as creatives. How did we survive it, and what are we doing for 2021 to set ourselves up for success? We'll be joined by Donna Carlene and inspirational writer Kathy Jackson, fantasy romance writer, historical fantasy romance writer Michaela Jade, and comics creator Luke Stone and myself. We are going to have a blast. Don't forget, Thursday night on New Year's Eve, Uncle Carl in Uncle Carl's Secret Humor Room. Secret Page is going to have a room, a green room, where we are going to hang out and ring in the new year together and get rid of this Jumanji LARP we've been suffering through. And let's see. Oh, on Friday at 8 p.m., on New Year's Day, I will be appearing on Paul S. Roof's show. It's going to be a fun show. We're going to talk about books and publishing and all that good stuff. And I'll still make it over for any green room shenanigans. You can count on that. And then Saturday, 2nd and Sunday the 3rd, Pops Man's Aunt is going to have CromCon 10. It's a great conversation about creativity, and I'm going to be on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central, with Christian Basil. We're going to talk about broadcasting and how to do this, how to do it better. Anyway, hope you all have a fantastic day. We're going to run a couple spots and then a few spots after we sign off. Please pay attention and support these people, all right? Because they support us, and we love love them to death. Anyway, please have a fantastic day, and share the things you love with other people. And we're going to make it to the end of 2020. I swear we are. And we couldn't have made it without you guys and gals. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your love. And it is returned tenfold, believe me. And we hope you have a great rest of your Monday. We'll see you tomorrow night on Clever Tile Pending at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And we'll definitely see you Wednesday on another Nevermind the Furthermore with myself, Brian K. Morris, at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. So as always, please check out the risingtide.pub where you can sign up for my free monthly newsletter. The next issue goes out Friday, January 1st at 5 p.m. You can sign up there or send me a DM via Facebook Messenger with your email, and I'll sign you up personally. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook, please give a like to the Rising Tide Publications page, and also please like this video wherever you're seeing it, all right? Because it helps whoever is, both the like on the page and the like on the video helps us all overcome the evil Zuckerberg algorithms. There's a villain for you. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube on the Geek Insider page or the Rising Tide Publications page, thank you so much. If you liked any part of it, please take a second and give it a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to the page. We would appreciate that greatly. It helps us in so many ways, and it's free and just takes a second or so of your time. And let's see what else. And that's about it. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Any more? And Jake Lindsay says, don't forget to check out his YouTube channel, and hashtag Cookie is a legend, says Christian Basil. See, that's what I was trying to tell her. And Jumanji LARP, you will have to tell me about that, Santa Maria. I will have to. We need a conversation about that. We do. Anyway, I love you, Anna Maria. I love y'all, and I hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you Wednesday on Nevermind the Furthermore with brand new tires and same old hosts, unfortunately. But anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your Monday as I queue up the next video. Anyway, as always, folks, thank you for watching. We'll see you on Wednesday at 10 a.m. on another Nevermind the Furthermore. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome, because that's just what the heck you are. Thank you for watching us, and we'll join you on Wednesday for the very last episode of Nevermind the Furthermore for 2020. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com.